Tim. Looking forward to a very, very good contest here at the G tonight.
Barnes starting on the interchange bench. McKernan in the ruck. Sanderson and Stein for the other two on the interchange. Geelong win the toss. They kick to the right off screen. King wins the first tap. Pickering the first kick out of the centre to centre half forward. Attacking hard is Pike. Comes away. Left foot kick to back into the centre. McKernan attacks it hard. He's been a bit injured and slightly out of form in the last couple of weeks. Good distance to fall forward. Under the ball, Mellington gets hold of it again. Long handball. Probably should have kicked actually. On the left, Mansfield wants to hug the boundary line and get as far as he can, and he's kicked it perfectly and out of play outside 50.
Yes, you're right, Bruce. Mellington took the wrong option on that occasion. I think he believed it's probably a little bit disconcerting for the players on occasions because of the similarity in the jumper colours, and perhaps thinking that that was a North Melbourne player on the far end of that.
Roberts wins the tap. Schwartz quick kick. Ricochets away from McGrath. Good effort there by Scholl. Picked up by Stevens wearing the headgear. Here's Mansfield. Away onto the left and kicks the ball to centre wing.
Mansfield's kick will land close to the wing, but a good mark taken by McKernan. Already 2 marks to Corey McKernan in the early minute and a half of this game. His kick will land at centre half forward. It clears the players in that area, and an attempted kick off the ground. Only as far as Blakey, he can't get past. Roberts got to Peckett. His kick towards full forward. Mansfield and Allison. Mansfield gathers, can't get the hand pass away, shrugs the tackle, runs straight into Peter Bell. And getting the benefit of the doubt there was Michael Mansfield. The umpire will bounce about 30 metres from North Melbourne's goal.
So, Robbo,
this is interesting. Martin and Corrigan picking each other up.
Sorry, Bruce. So I was just going to say, one would think that Mansfield had plenty of opportunity to get rid of that ball on that occasion.
Yeah, a bit lucky, but the umpire to bounce. Mansfield with 2 kicks. McKernan 2 kicks, 2 marks. Roberts takes the ball out of the air, hooks it over his left shoulder. What a great attempt by Mark Roberts. It looks pretty good. First goal to North. He is a very good exponent of that kick across his body, Mark Roberts, and he snapped the first goal of the game.
Yes, he's a terrific player, Mark Roberts, contesting the ruck work there against Tim McGrath. And just swinging the ball back around, and already North Melbourne looked like they've attacked and approached this game in a far more positive frame of mind than what they did last week against the Saints.
What a good player he is, Roberts. In his 3rd club, 100 games now for North. Centre square infringement, Hocking quickly off to Pickering. Pickering very short, could be in trouble here. Lynch, good effort to try and control it. Schwartz, beautiful handball on the up. Bell's kick backed into the heart of the centre square, taken by Scholl. So the 2 Scholls playing on opposite teams tonight. Craig's been a super player again this year for North Melbourne, and Brad's been terrific for Geelong. Here's McKernan, good distance, but not accurate, and Scholl's taken it. That's Pickett on him, who's debuting tonight. The 31st player that North Melbourne has used this year. Not a whole lot. Hocking away.
Gary Hocking's kick into the middle, and the mark has been taken by Pickering. Geelong won the reserves by 2 goals. Little kick, chopped off here by Mellington. Hand pass, just bounces off the shins there of Carey. Now chopped off by Colbert. Colbert's handball, little too high for Tanner. Gary Hocking, an unordinary there fumble. Now Simpson, he can't break away. Tanner, the tackler, and the umpire will bounce just forward of the centre circle. Dipper.
Yeah, Geelong bench, Robbo, is John Barnes starting off on the bench, Carl Steinford and Brenton Sanderson.
So it'll be interesting how Gary Ayres uses John Barnes, but North Melbourne trying to get the ball away from their half-back area. Longmire and Schwass. Schwass's kick has been mopped up by Scholl. Well, he maybe had that spent before he gathered it. Pickett to apply the pressure, but Brad Scholl is a very, very improved and settled player across that half-back line for Geelong. He's kicked towards half-forward. Pike couldn't take it, hangs onto it, and then delivers. McKernan just spins out of trouble. Brilliant play by the big man. A wobbly old punt kick towards half-forward. Not really what Carey was looking for, and Scholl able to mop up once again for Geelong.
Gets the ball to about half-forward. Ricochets away from Stoneham. Hocking's hip and shoulder effective. Lynch's handball out very wide. Waiting for Pickering at 40 metres. Goes short. Hall in the pocket. He's kicked a lot of 2 goals this year, Hall. He's been consistent. Got an important one late against Collingwood last week. Cut off by Rock. Off one leg, then wants the boundary line and finds it. Kicks to touch, so to speak. There's Bitterscombe. So North Melbourne with the opening goal through Roberts. Tremendous snap. And they lead by that margin.
The Cats leaving their forward line very open. 3 of their forwards are playing inside the 10-metre square.
King picking up Burns and Jim McKernan started well. He belts at 30 metres to centre wing. Mansfield pushes forward. Schwass taken by Allison. Good sidestep. Short to Blake. He gets him in the centre. They want 50. Not coming. Back to a standing still. McKernan probably not the right option. Put Schwass under pressure. Lynch, good handball to King.
And the young man, just composed, delivers the ball towards full. For what a leap and mark! Magnificent stuff by King. That's what the crowd love to see. The hand pass away to Pike. Pike's kick is pretty good, and he finds the North Melbourne vice-captain Wayne Schwass just behind the wing. He started pretty well also. His kick goes to Pike. Hand pass. Beautiful running provided there by King. Hand pass over the top. Sets it up for Allison. Loves this situation. Kicks into Pickett. He couldn't take the mark. Jumped a little too early. Away go the Cats through Colbert. Colbert's kick hooked, but ill-directed, and the mark is taken by Bell. Obviously plenty of pressure down at ground level. Kick towards the full forward area. Pickett's a chance to get his first touch. Well done, gets it to Scott. Scott's snapshot for goal is offline, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Geelong to be taken by McKinnon in the left back pocket. Gets on with it pretty quickly and finds Hall.
Half back, so McKinnon starting in the back. He's been a goal kicker for the Cats this year. And Hall very deep at the moment. Under pressure, Geelong early. North has made some of the running. McGrath, Roberts, well played, belts it forward. Pike runs it over.
Covered some territory.
Dennis Pagan, prior to tonight, was asked about Wayne Carey and his form.
He's getting better all the time. It is a confidence thing, there's no doubt about that. I'm sure he gets one good game under his belt.
Stevens to fall forward. Scholl normally would take those. Second effort was good. Still with Scholl. Back to Carey. Carey left foot round the body. Good. Very good goal. That's what the doctor ordered. It's going to help his spirits no end. He kicked a terrific left foot goal last week. And that was the equal of that. And North going well here.
Yes, we see the helmeted Stevens, and that really should have been taken then by Scholl, but quickly back onto the ball. And Wayne Carey, as we've seen him done so many times in the past, getting onto that left foot, and that would do his confidence a world of good, Bruce. And the other pleasing aspect about the early part of this game was when there was a ball delivered to him a short time ago, he did stretch with his arms high in the air, and that's a good sign.
So North Melbourne with the only 2 goals on the scoreboard so far. Geelong through Pickering, kicked the ball to half forward. Mickey Martin, good general work there by Longmire, just in support. Martin's kick towards centre half forward, and an excellent mark taken by Ben Graham. Graham's kick just a little off the side, but able to find King. To Scholl, that's Brad Scholl. His kick will land close to half forward. Martin and Hall, is that a mark to Hall? No, play on. Hall appealing for it. Martin just shrugs the tackle, but eventually couldn't get past, and he's been penalised because he did have a chance to get rid of the footy. And the umpire quickly on the scene. Nick, if you have another look at it, there's not really any reason for argument. Just the chance to get rid of it, and he's been penalised. The kick in towards half forward has been marked by Stoneham. 12 points to 0. North Melbourne lead. Stoneham's kick is a bit of a mongrel one. In towards half forward. Lynch gets after it again. Chance now for Bitterscombe. Corrigan, was it? His kick knocked away by Schwass. Well cleared by the North Melbourne veteran now, you'd have to say, Wayne Schwass. And we'll have a boundary throw in left forward pocket for the Cats. On the boundary line, Mark Doran.
Yes, Robbo, as opposed to the Geelong forwards who are all lining up in the square, North's almost going with a traditional forward line of 6 men, but they are rotating a fair bit. They've been sucked up the ground now, but this is where it comes into play.
Lock good hands to Schwass is away. 3 bounces and then delivers perfectly to Carey at centre wing. Carey on with a long kick to half forward to Scholl, gave him a chance. Mansfield got back. Allison, remember, he's a left footer. He's tucked away in the pocket. He tries to use his pace, comes around, goes to the top of the square, bouncing ball across the face. Stevens, interesting, beautiful pass to Allison. Wonderful football.
Look, I think that's a set play, that one.
Well, we saw no right foot from Allison, and then we saw Stevens try to kick the best soccer goal you've ever seen, and Allison get it back.
It was an unusual kick from Allison because he didn't kick it actually at the goals. Stevens had a shot for the goals, and luck is a fortune.
He's a good kick, Allison. You'd back him 8 out of 10 from here. Best side for a left footer. Nope. Well, I'm a good judge. Didn't look like it. The first kick was a lot better than the second.
He had 2 chances, Bruce. He only said he was 8 out of 10 to get it.
Stevens will stop passing to him now, short in the goal square.
McKinnon with the football for Geelong, kicks it outside 50. Marking contest, knocked away from King by McKernan, and the umpire has seen an infringement, a holding infringement, maybe against McKernan, because a free kick has gone to King. His kick lands close towards the wing. Longmire, tackled well by Riccardi. Lynch and Corrigan, knocked on by Corrigan. McGrath's hand pass, chopped off by Martin. Martin quickly, no mark, but that's surely a free kick to Liam Pickering, being held by Anthony Rock. Now the advantage is with Geelong. The kick forward by Tanner across the half-forward line. Blakey quick to recover, helped out by Schwass. Schwass's kick is very good, out into the open, sets it up for Mellington. Mellington in towards full forward, and the mark taken by Scholl. Had the advantage there on McKinnon, and that's going to be a problem area surely for Geelong. Maybe a little taller, could he be, Craig Scholl and McKinnon? And he'll kick from about 40 metres, maybe a little closer, maybe 30 metres. Craig Scholl from about 30 metres, good kick. North Melbourne have got 3 on the scoreboard.
Well, that's Scholl's 26th goal for the year. He's the #1 goal scorer for the North Melbourne side, and that was created after a turnover deep in Geelong's forward line, and Mellington found some space here after Tanner, who's his direct opponent, pushed down the ground, and on the way back, North Melbourne really hurt them. McKinnon finding Scholl a handful in the early part of this game.
Big start for the Kangaroos. And the goal scorers, Roberts, Carey and Scholl. McKernan wins the centre this time. Bell out of the centre, quickly onto the boot. Scholl attacks hard as he always does. Now Brad Scholl, so they're playing close together, the brothers. Off the ground and out of bounds. Right forward pocket. North deep in attack.
Bruce, one of the problems Geelong has is that it's not a great attacking side in terms of being able to score goals. They've had a good defence. In fact, they're ranked #1 in the competition at the moment, but they really do struggle to kick big scores. And when North Melbourne get on a roll like this, it can be the difference at the end of the night.
Roberts, McGrath, the front line. The belt over the back, though, from Mellington. Good take by Corrigan to Brad Scholl. He's had a lot of kicks early. That one to centre wing. The race on. Pike hard, wants the boundary line, that's obvious. And worked it all the way there. See, there's a lot of Blakey in Pike the way he runs, does he, in the same physique. Gary Ayres was also asked about Wayne Carey and what influence he might have tonight.
Yeah. After coming back from a long-term injury, and we've got to pay him the due respect that I know our players will, but we've also got some little things in mind that we feel can hopefully counter Wayne's brilliance.
They're playing Ben Graham on Wayne Carey. Tim McGrath's had a bit of success in the past. Boundary throw in between centre wing and right half forward. The Cats in attack haven't had a scoring opportunity to Geelong, and they need one pretty shortly. There's Bitterscombe. It's 3 goals to the Kangaroos.
Boundary throw in just forward of centre wing in favour of the Cats, but they trail on the scoreboard. North Melbourne have kicked 3. Geelong yet to register a score. McGrath, just an accidental trip and went for the boundary line. Probably fortunate for Geelong that it didn't go over. Riccardi gathering and trying to handball along the line. but it's been forced over for a throw-in.
Robbo, interesting duel out there at the moment. Mickey Martin's picked up Corrigan, but Corrigan's gone into the centre square part of the ground, and Mickey's staying back and guarding Stoneham alongside Johnny Longmire.
So the boundary throw-in, and knocked forward there by McGrath, only as far as Bell. Hall confronted him, and quickly Peter Bell to his feet, so he's okay. And the ruckman will contest another boundary throw-in. And on this occasion, it looks as though it might be McKernan and King about to converge on the football. Knocked to the front of the pack of players, and eventually, gee, that boundary umpire's had a little bit of work to do in the last few minutes.
And North Melbourne will be pretty happy with their matchups at this early stage. Wayne Schwass is on Hocking, Rock's on Pickering, and Mansfield, Allison, Scott and Riccardi.
Schwass has been good, hasn't he, early? Dashing out of defence. McGrath's handball. Kilpatrick. Bell hanging on. Boundary throw-in dipper.
Yeah, just on Wayne Schwass. When he released the ball before, when North Melbourne kicked that goal, the 5 backmen went up to Wayne Schwass and they just met in the middle. They are certainly pumped up, as Mark Dorlan said before the game.
Thanks, Dip. McGrath and Roberts. Back to Roberts. Works through. Little kick doesn't go far. McGrath, left foot high. Gets about 40 metres in the end. Almost a centre-half for good mark. McKernan against the flow. Kept his eye on it. He started like a champion tonight. 5th kick out wide. Wanting Stevens and Roberts. Roberts with momentum forces forward. Stevens has got hold of it. Right foot kick is good. Gives Allison a run at it. Allison just searched for it for a little while. A couple of overrunning it there, and Lynch comes away. Goes very short. The Cats playing short tonight. Pickering's got it at centre wing.
Liam Pickering, a prolific possession gatherer for Geelong. His kick will find King. That's Pickering's 6th kick. King kicks the ball out wide to right half forward. Beautiful gather by Lynch. Very much a goal kicker, but on this occasion he short passes, and very well done. He's put it on the chest of the captain, Barry Stoneham. So maybe Geelong a chance to get their first goal in this match through the courtesy here of Stoneham. Well done by Lynch.
It really was the result of some individual brilliance, wasn't it? Good player, Lynch.
Well, he was a goal kicker last week against Collingwood, but more importantly for Geelong, Barry Stoneham is their first goal kicker for tonight. First goal to Stoneham, first goal to the Cats. North lead by 12 points.
And already we're seeing a contrast of styles. North Melbourne, they do like to keep the ball in the central part of the ground. They go very long when the player is free. And Geelong, as we've already seen, they do like to chip the ball around. They take more chest marks than any other side in the competition playing like this, but they're still not an overly high possession side.
3-1 here. North Melbourne lead 18-6. Stoneham's goal for the Cats, much needed. McKernan, huge first quarter, got a shove in the back, then pushes forward. Well done. Pickering's been magnificent in the centre square. Kilpatrick, well taken by McGrath, pushes the ball forward. Bell's got hold of it against the flow, kept his cool. Hocking slapped him across the head, and Bell's going to get the free kick at half back.
Just too upright when he tried to tackle on this occasion. Gary Hocking, had he bent at the waist, he may have been able to tackle Bell.
Kick by Bell to centre wing. Good take there by Rock in the front spot. Gutsy effort by the little fellow. Kicks to half forward.
Well, he may have given it up because a good drop in short, just over the head of Mansfield. Mellington just presenting himself, so just Freeborn. Allison tries to spin onto his left, tackled by Mansfield, then the kick. Oh, he was a little lucky, wasn't he? I think he'd be happy with that, Brett Allison, because the ball bounced just inside the boundary line. So a throw-in will take place about 55 to 60 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. Pretty good crowd here tonight in front of this, or for this match between North Melbourne and Geelong. Pickering on Freeborn, gathered by Kilpatrick. Hand pass, pretty good too. Sets it up for Lynch. Looked to get the player running past, then forced to kick over his left shoulder. Well done by Longmire, confronted by Gary Hocking, gathered by Schwass. Left foot kick is pretty good too. He is a very good player, Wayne Schwass. And when he's on song, North Melbourne are going to be a big danger. Bell on the end of that Schwass pass. Bell's kick towards half forward. Trying to keep the players away from it was McKernan, but Geelong to pick up the crumbs. Good smother provided by Stevens on the Kilpatrick kick, and it will be thrown in left half forward for North Melbourne. Mark Doran.
Yeah, Robbo, Dennis Pagan certainly thinks a bit of Paul Lynch. He's taken Adam Simpson off and Glenn Freeborn's gone on and is tagging Lynch now.
Mark Doran and the Big Dipper on the boundary line tonight. Rock, Mansfield, out of play, boundary throw in. Now Hocking coming off for Geelong. This is interesting. Swash had the better for him. And Barnes coming on. There'll be a big cheer here.
Obviously, Gary is looking for a mismatch there. John Barnes will go right down deep into the forward line. And North Melbourne affecting the change now. Mick Martin's going to go down there and pick up John Barnes.
Kilpatrick from half-back. So some changes at the back for North. Stoneham, Longmire's going to be a big duel. Two players have missed a lot of footy over the last 2 seasons. Longmire missed the whole of last year and Stoneham the whole of the year before through serious leg injuries. Lynch on, good kick to Hall. 60 metres out. Cats have sparked up a bit. They're running Schwass around here. It's pretty interesting. Corrigan's come right away to get Schwass out of it, and Riccardi's got hold of it. He hasn't kicked a goal for a while, Riccardi. He got 6 in round 2. He's got 3 goals only in his last 6 matches, but he is a goal kicker. 50 metres out. Not quite going to get there. Big fly coming from Barnes, and it's a behind. So it's 1-1 to 3 goals. Now Pickett coming off for North and Crockett coming on. So both Gary Ayres and Dennis Pagan are ringing some changes as King's away.
And the kick goes to the member's side. And is that a free kick?
Yes, it is.
Well, Schwass was certainly beaten for it in height, and in his endeavours has given away the free kick. And it's pretty blatant, isn't it, when you look at the replay. Stoneham, his kick towards half forward. The crumbs at the back, chance for Ronnie Burns, but Rock there. Knocks the ball close to the line. King and Corrigan, and the boundary umpire has deemed that as a throw-in. Right half forward, about 45 metres from Geelong's goal.
Well, North Melbourne have the mismatch now. Crocker's been picked up by Scholl. Crocker, of course, a marking player.
Ruck contest taken out of the air there by Colbert. A struggle for possession. North Melbourne a big chance here with Schwass. He'll go down the line. Bit of a mongrel punt kick, but it bounces awkwardly, probably to the favour of North Melbourne. Bell, good tackle. Ball spills for Kilpatrick. Carey just makes his presence felt. Colbert tackled by Carey. Ball spills for Bell. He can't break away. He's got another chance here, Peter Bell. And right in front of the umpire, it's been deemed as throwing. So that free kick will be taken for Geelong by McKinnon. McKinnon will kick Geelong into attack. Right half forward, punched away from Stoneham. Freeborn's handball goes wide to Blakey. Blakey squeezes a kick back towards the wing, taken by Mansfield, and Mickey Mansfield goes for goal for the Cats. Right in front of goal, it's punched away by King. Contest now, Scholl and Hall. Brad Scholl, snapshot for goal, and the defender has kicked a goal. So after a poor start, Geelong have hit back. They've kicked the last 2 goals of the game. North Melbourne lead by 5 points.
Well, it was almost Dennis Pagan's change that caused this goal, because he brought Crocker onto the ground, and that meant that Geelong had a swing of change. Bitterscombe went down under Crocker. Scholl was pushed up into the midfield, and I think temporarily found himself without an opponent, and clever enough to kick a goal.
Coming back strongly, Brad Scholl, 6 kicks and a goal in the opening term. So both the Scholls are on the scoreboard here. No surprise about Craig. McKernan brilliantly again, but Mansfield having a purple patch away. Wrong leg for him, but not bad to centre wing. They've worked underneath it. Pushing forward, Colbert. Simpson with him, goes to ground. Tanner's given away a free kick. Simpson fell down, but Tanner just gave him a nudge at the end, so he might have been a bit stiff. Took a dive, didn't he? Back to half forward. Mansfield up. Burl breaks the line beautifully. Attacks from 50. Good looking kick off the boot. Bouncing through for goal. Well done. He punched the line, he broke a tackle, and at 50 was able to score.
Very good crumbing player, Peter Bell. In fact, North Melbourne are probably the best front and square side in the competition. But just watch this. Wayne Carey drawing 2 men, and Peter Bell, front and square, just timing his run to perfection and finishing off. Terrific game of football, this one.
Well, that really was a good passage of play by Peter Bell. Simpson getting the ball down to him, and he capitalised with a great kick. Geelong go forward, 2 centre-half forward. Hacked out of there by Johnny Longmire. Punch clear there by Pickering, but the umpire's seen a free kick, and it'll go to North Melbourne by the look of it.
Yeah, Simpson.
Well, it looks as if it might be going to Darren Crocker.
Darren Crocker.
24 plays 13. Crocker kicks the ball to half forward. Good mark taken by Craig Scholl. Certainly looming as a threat for Geelong on that full forward line. He's kicked towards half forward. Great leap and mark. Vintage Carey. Great stuff by the North Melbourne captain and superstar, and he'll shoot for goal from about 40 metres, Mark Doran.
Yeah, you can see, Robbo, even with that mark, it's the spring Wayne Carey gets that allowed him to mark that ball. His left shoulder, from ground level when you look at him, really is lowered. It hasn't got at all the structure that the right shoulder has, and when he goes for the ball a couple of times, he really has struggled to lift the left shoulder above shoulder height.
24 plays 13. Carey with the chance to make the margin 17 points. Carey's shot is disappointing for North Melbourne fans. It registers just a behind. But importantly for the Kangaroos, the captain has 1-1 against his name out of that scoreline of 4-1, plays 2-1, North by 12 points.
One of the other problems Geelong has at the moment is the fact that they've got McKinnon on shoal. McKinnon's kicked 17 goals for Geelong in a side that struggles to kick goals, and they're really having to sacrifice him by playing him in defence.
Ben Graham, king the margin, the target I should say, shouldered well there against the height advantage. Oh, terrific tackle there by Corrigan. Bradshaw's handball inboard to Stoneham. Long handball out wide to Lynch. He's a good finisher, Lynch. Schwartz to try and run him down. Rushed it a bit. Didn't need to hurry it quite so much and kicked it out on the fall.
He really did rush it. And interestingly enough, Geelong kicked more goals from their midfielders than any other side in the competition.
Martin, a free kick here, hanging on against McKernan. He must have been hanging on to King to stop him getting a jump, because he was in the front spot. He goes to the front of the square to full forward. Good fly by Hall. Burns, normally good, kicks it very high. It's coming back, he's missed. Ronnie's interesting, Tim. 2 goals in his last 4 matches only, none in his last 2. Has kicked 32 for the season, but it's dried up in the last few weeks.
He's been under intense pressure in recent times.
King's kick straight down the ground, dropped off, brilliantly done by Kilpatrick.
Gee, has this fellow improved as a footballer this season? Spent a lot of time at North Melbourne as a junior, went to Essendon, played a couple of seasons there, went to South Australia, won the medal over there, and has just really found his feet this year as a footballer, and has been one of the best possession getters in the competition this season.
Well, Timmy's had 5 so far. His 6th possession could give Geelong their 3rd goal, and it floats across to the right and misses. So Kilpatrick are behind. Geelong 5 scoring shots, North Melbourne 5 scoring shots. Kangaroos lead by 10 points, and David King this time kicks it to himself and then gets past Ronnie Burns and runs down the ground. He's going to kick from nearly where the ball landed from his previous kick-in. Out wide to, oh, well done, Craig Scholl. Strong. Eventually took the mark and kicked into the pocket. Out in front, Carey. Punched away by Graham. Knocked away by Bitterscombe for the clearance. And here we go again. That's a deliberate. And it's against Bitterscombe. And the free kick will be taken by Blakey. He's about 40 metres out, John Blakey. Now being called to play on. His kick will land in the square. Beyond the square, it'll go through for a behind to North Melbourne. Dipper.
Yes, Robbo. Bruce made the call before when Peter Bell kicked that goal when he broke the lines. two players on the ground who can do that. David King is one, and also Mickey Mansfield. I mean, they're two exciting players who can bring the sides into goal scoring.
McKernan cuts it off from Graham. He'd almost bang it right back over his head here.
His form tonight looks ominous, doesn't it?
Lets loose. It's a good kick. It's right there. Carey, Graham, a bit of a wrestle. Graham belts it away. Free kick going to Carey. Advantage paid to Rock. Goal. So 5-2 to 2-3. Interesting there. It was a late call, the decision to give Carey the free kick. It was a wrestling situation. When I say wrestling, a real struggle here between Graham and Carey. And eventually the free does come. Watch Goldspink there.
He's a great team man, Wayne Carey, but I reckon if you've spent half the season on the sidelines, you'll be a bit dirty on that.
So North Melbourne, their 5th goal just before quarter time, kicked by Anthony Rock. They lead by 17 points. Look at McKernan's leap up over the top, authority fashion, down to Roberts. He can't break away, and the ball locked up as the siren ends the first quarter. Here, very, very entertaining. North Melbourne kicked the first 3 goals. Geelong hit back with the next 2, but North Melbourne at quarter time have a 17-point advantage. They lead 5-2 to 2-3. And they're all single goal kickers on both sides of the ledger as Dennis Pagan comes down onto the ground to address his players. And I'm sure Gary Ayres will have plenty to say to Johnny Barnes, Derek Hall and company at quarter time. Tim.
Good luck with that, and good luck to North and Geelong as we start the second quarter on Friday Night Football to the MCG. North to the right of screen. McKernan very early on King. He had a tremendous opening quarter, McKernan. Simpson pushing back to Schwass. Schwass was a gun in the first 10 minutes. There's Roberts, kicked the opening goal of the game. Back to Freeborn, high ball to centre half forward. Mansfield sits and waits. One hand in the end, but brought it forward. Sanderson, who started on interchange, tapped by Kilpatrick, got belted in the back by McKernan. Should get a free kick, and he does. So Kilpatrick at centre half back. Would have started his career when Tim was playing at Essendon. Kicks the half forward. Colbert in the front spot. Had a fairly quiet opening term. Scholl was good early.
That was a free kick then.
It's Freeborn over the top. Struggled a bit this year, Freeborn. He kicked 3 goals in the grand final last year. They're the umpires. Hayden Kennedy, Mark Prince, Darren Goldsmith.
And already one of the controversial decisions made by Darren Goldsmith at the end of the first quarter, when penalising the player for moving it out purposely. I think it might have been Biddiscombe that was penalised. So we'll watch with interest as to whether the consistency is there for the rest of the match. Always reckon it's one of the real grey areas, Tim, that isn't it? You know, I mean, sometimes a free kick results in a goal.
There's no doubt about that. Those free kicks in a scoring range really hurt you.
Mellington, Pickett on the bench for North Melbourne at the start of the second term. Rock in his endeavours against Pickering. Blakey gets back to help out. Handball over the top to Freeborn. Freeborn right on the boundary line. Gets his kick away, but it's been touched off the boot. So the umpire will call play on. Anthony Stevens not messing around. He kicks the ball towards half forward. Good contest provided, and Allison comes out on top. Maybe fortuitously, he kicks towards the full forward area. Crocker beaten for it on this occasion by Biddiscombe. He kicks it out wide, and leading in the race for the ball is Big King. Lumbering after it, but he's quite athletic and got a bit of agility. Gets it and kicks it down the line. Really no one to kick to. McKernan and Derek Hall. McKernan not able to control the footy, and it will be thrown in on centre wing. One of our very, very important programs on Monday night, Talking Footy, and Dennis Pagan will be a very controversial, I'm sure, visitor to Talking Footy on Monday night with Bruce, Mike Sheehan and Lee Matthews. Chance here for Corrigan. Gets the hand pass to Colbert. In turn, Derek Hall. An important playmaker for the Cats. King to Bradshaw. Now, the advantage was going to be paid there to Geelong, but the umpire, seeing that it was really not happening, has brought the ball back to young Corrigan. 32 plays 15. Corrigan to kick the Cats to within scoring distance. Percentage play there by Martin. He knocks it clear close to the line.
Pickering and the shoot out of play.
And Johnny Barnes going for that ball. He hasn't played since round 5, but he really did look like a player who is out of touch and not with a great feel for the game in this early part.
Suffered a shocking break to his arm. Going for a mark at Optus Oval. Colbert's handball effective to Tanner. To McGrath. McGrath brings it back in. Scholl and Stevens. Martin read it pretty well. Little kick didn't go far. Bradshaw courageous. Legged. Left foot snap by Burns. Misses. Out on the full. So Burns, the sharpshooters, missed 2 shots for goal.
And Bruce, I wouldn't be surprised if Barnes came off and McKinnon went on. Mickey Martin, who's picking up Barnes at the moment, would find it very difficult to play on a player like McKinnon.
Freeborn long to half-back. Corrigan got his hands on it. Quick kick away by Bell. Allison's pace a worry always to Schwass. Schwass, good kick in the circumstances, under pressure, belts it towards the line. Craig Scholl happy to see it go over. 5-2 to 2-3. So go down to Mark.
And I think we might be seeing that move, Tim, but it's not McKinnon. Oh, yes, it is McKinnon to come on. Barnes is coming off. Interesting to see Gary Hocking also on the bench warming up on a night when there's not a lot of high marks taken. You'd think he'd be out there.
So early in the second quarter, North Melbourne still with the advantage. Wayne Schwass. Good kick too. Found Rock. Rock is on centre wing. He looks to play on. Move the ball in towards centre half forward. Good mark taken by Scholl. Still causing Geelong some problems on that full forward line. His kick across that line. Looks for Roberts. Height advantage. Got the jump on Tim McGrath, and he's marked within scoring distance for North Melbourne. They lead 32 to 15, and Mark Roberts the chance to kick the Kangaroos' 6th goal.
And the marking power of North Melbourne really concerning Geelong at this stage. Scholl, Roberts, Carey on the chest, McKernan around the ground. And it's just a way that North Melbourne are able to transfer the ball that Geelong aren't at the moment.
20 marks to 16 so far as Mark Roberts shoots for goal. He's pretty reliable in this situation, and he does get North's 6th goal. Personally, his 2nd, and North Melbourne get out to a 23-point advantage early in the second term.
Yes, and there's some worrying signs there for Geelong at the moment. Both sides are playing 4-man forward lines. They're pushing all the other players up the field into the midfield section of the ground, and Scholl really is the player at this stage that Geelong are having trouble combating. He's been terrific moving up the ground and taking marks.
So Roberts has got the opening goals in each of the first 2 terms. Got the first of the match and the one there. Out of the centre, Corrigan kicks to centre half forward. Longmire and Stone, and that was a good duel in the opening term. Longmire away. Stevens out here at centre wing. A bounce. A second. He's a left footer. He'll want to come around onto it. He works around it, then drills it beautifully to Scholl, who's been a huge winner up forward early. It's about 60 metres from home. Carey gave him a second lead. And Scholl puts it up to full forward. Carey front spot at the back, Graham. Bitterscombe went to the ground. Bell with a little one. He's got another one. His 2nd. And the Cats are in trouble. 7 goals to 2.
Well, as I said earlier, North Melbourne are the best front and square side in the competition. Just watch this. Craig Scholl kicks to Wayne Carey, and about 4 North Melbourne players converge at the front there. Crocker was there. Bitterscombe knocked the ball out into Bell's path, and he's a very handy player around goals, Peter Bell.
North Melbourne by 29 points, 7-2 to 2-3. 2 goals each to Mark Roberts and Peter Bell for the Kangaroos. McKernan having an impact at the centre bounce. Rock not able to clear the congestion. Still there, in dispute. Roberts, his kick smothered. Geelong force it clear, not quite clear enough. Freeborn and Rock. Umpire calls play on. Freeborn out wide. Tanner out wider still. Chance now for Steinfort. Steinfort, little left foot kick into the pocket. Too short. King made the ball his, and in his endeavours, he's been interfered with, and David King will take the free kick for North Melbourne. He's in the right back pocket. His kick will land close to the wing. Brad Scholl not able to take the mark. Simpson with the footy, and the umpire will throw it in. Just forward of centre wing. Geelong make another change. Bitterscombe is off the ground. McGrath back into the fray. Mellington, Harvey still to make an appearance for the Kangaroos. The ball knocked in the direction of McGrath. Taken out of it. Bell's kick towards half forward. Marking contest, the ball spills for Sanderson. Beautifully done to Mansfield, running in support. Down the ground goes Michael Mansfield. A high kick towards full forward. McKernan gets back, well done. Running with the flight of the ball, never took his eyes off it, and has marked across the full back line for North Melbourne.
It's the second one he's taken like that. That was more spectacular, but what a great mark. Doesn't matter if the players around you when someone stands up like that. Longmire's kick to centre wing. Beautiful take by Allison. Wonderful play. Kicks to Carey. Gets in. That's a fantastic passage of footy from one end to the other.
When the ball bounces like that for Allison, I think it's your night.
Well, maybe he made it, Robbo. He had the pace and he made it. And if Carey finishes this off with a goal, this is one that I reckon Dennis Baker might show them. The McKernan mark, the Allison take, the kick, the Carey effort. Let's hope he does finish it.
We'll go right back to that McKernan mark, though. Ronnie Burns had to make that a contest, and he didn't.
Carey from 45 metres out. It's kick one. He's just pushed it. He's disappointed. He's been inaccurate since coming back. It's bad luck. He deserved a goal. But I reckon Dennis Pagan will be well, is any coach happy? But 7-3 to 2-3. Gee, they're travelling, aren't they?
Yeah, certainly are. And Ben Graham with the footy to kick it back for Geelong. His kick goes in towards centre half back, and it's been marked there by Kilpatrick. He plays on quickly and does pretty well. Look out, there's going to be a crash here. Well, not bad signs. Both Geelong boys going hard for the footy, so you can't complain about that as Robert Scott tries to break away from the Peter Riccardi tackle, but the umpire will bounce.
And Robbo, in that situation, one player can't see what's happening. The other player just has to hold back. Lynch really should have allowed Steinfort to go back and take that mark. He had to be Steinfort's eyes in that occasion.
So the bounce of the ball just wide of the centre circle here at the MCG. Colbert knocks it forward, but only as far as his opposite number 2 in Wayne Schwass. His kick has been well marked by Pickering, and he plays on Liam Pickering, trying to set something up for the Cats, and he does. McKinnon is marked in front of Martin. 45 plays 15, halfway through the second term. McKinnon the chance to kick Geelong's third goal, and it is a badly needed goal for the Cats. He'll be kicking from about 40 metres. Stands, delivers, and kicks are behind. So nothing happening for Geelong in their quest for their third goal. Unsuccessful. 2-4 plays 7-3 North by 29 points.
King brings it in, keeps it low, finds Martin in the back pocket. Mickey's away, runs his full measure, then kicks to centre wing. Colbert's fly at the back. Rock cut off by Kilpatrick. Wide to Lynch. The midfield's going to have to lift for Geelong. Back to Colbert. Colbert strides away, kicks it inside 60 again. Burns didn't really go. King made all the running, then throws it out. Does it beautifully though to Pike, and Pike belts it out wide. McKernan the target. Big fight. Front spot was Allison. Ball comes to ground. Schwass handball over the top. Terrific to Stevens. To Allison moving for him. Little one's okay to Rock. Allison didn't run on. Rock about 80-90 metres from goal. Between centre wing and half forward. Goes towards the pocket. Scholl front spot. And ricochets away from McGrath. He's got to keep his head. He stretches Brad Scholl out under pressure. Goes to ground. Freeborn with a chance. Doesn't need to rush at all. Floats through for another one. Simpson. Simpson the goal scorer, not Freeborn. 8-3 to 2-4, and unfortunately for Geelong the signs are bad, and very bad.
Well, they're trying to work their way back into the game, but the pressure that's being applied by North Melbourne is intense. We see on this occasion the handball just out of reach of Scholl, and really Simpson had much more time than he took there to kick that goal.
Burns off for the Cats. I said Freeborn. Simpson the goal scorer for North Melbourne. 8-2, and Geelong's big goals kicker for the year is off. Gee, Hocking coming on and burns off.
Still a struggle for the Cats as Lynch kicks it out wide. Gathering it is Gary Hocking. Handball over the top. Maybe something will come out of this. Corrigan's left foot kick to the goal square. Getting back Martin, but it's going to be a goal to McKinnon. Well, it was a little too easy in the finish. But quickly, the move that Tim Watson suggested about 5 minutes ago has come off for Geelong as McKinnon kicks their third goal.
They're really a bit lucky then, Geelong, because they affected that change. Hocking found himself with a bit of space out there just to create that forward line thrust, and McKinnon's just a little bit agile for Mickey Martin.
So Geelong's third goal brings the margin back to 29 points after North Melbourne had kicked their 8th goal. 10 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second term. Geelong to go forward. Pickering's kick only as far as Lynch. He's not able to break away, and the umpire will bounce very close to the centre circle.
Corey McKernan appears to have done some ruck work during the week. Last week his timing was right out. This week he's right on the money.
King on Hocking will be an interesting duel at the back for North. Schwartz back to Blakey. Blakey out wide. Pike had his arms out very wide. Scott played in a couple of grand finals with Geelong. Comes back to Simpson, floats it to Allison, who's been dangerous. Allison at centre half forward, brings it wide. Carey the target. Can he get into the competition? Sanderson front spot. He's going to get a free kick against Carey. Sanderson, who started on the interchange. Handball to Brad Scholl. Scholl to centre wing. He wants Lynch. Good effort. Freeborn with him. Then Harvey in the back against the Cats. King goes to Blakey. Blakey from 60. Great kick. It hits the back of Carey, who was trying to shepherd in the end. Free kick to Carey.
Oh, no.
Well. And 50 metres against Graham. Just for the to make it the certainty. Well, Ben Graham's had 2 free kicks against him tonight. He'll be disappointed. Carey's not going to waste any time, I think. He's been given the 50 now to straighten up. That ricocheted off the back of Carey. He was trying to shepherd it through. It looked a tough call, just like the first one. He's kicked the goal. 2 goals to Carey, 9 to North, 9 to 3 it is. Ben Graham's ropeable.
And he's got every right to be. He's going to the ball. Wayne Carey was just trying to shepherd that ball. He had one thing in mind, and that was to stop Graham from getting near the ball to touch the ball. And I just felt that the umpire erred in that situation. It really should have been play on, and it would have been a point.
2 goals each to Carey, Mark Roberts and Peter Bell in this North Melbourne scoreline of 9 goals 3 to 3 goals 4. And Carey's kick has disappeared into the western stand. Someone with a new Sherrin as the emergency umpire replaces it with a new one. So a disputed free kick awarded there to Wayne Carey to kick North Melbourne's 9th goal. Play restarted. King, Gary Hocking, Lynch. A real struggle to clear the centre circle area. And the umpire has found a free kick. It's going to North Melbourne, so everything going North Melbourne's way. They lead by 35 points, and Wayne Schwartz, his 11th kick to centre half forward. Allison, but breaking away is Scholl. Handball to Stevens. Stevens is dumped. His kick goes towards full forward. Ben Graham, a big punch. The umpire has awarded a free kick to Geelong. The advantage is with the Cats. No, it's not. Scholl, Lynch, and then Lynch again. Lynch's kick back towards the middle. Running back, Bell has taken the mark. Kicks it across in the direction of McKernan. McKernan will thump it goalwards in the direction of Carey. Carey to contest. No, he doesn't. Gathered by Robert Scott. And he's missed just off to the right.
It's a pretty simple game plan, isn't it? Kick the ball long, create a contest, get to the fore of the ball, get front and square, get numbers there, and then feed off the pack. And we've seen North Melbourne create many scoring opportunities doing just that tonight.
They look like the 96 model tonight, don't they? This is as good as they've gone all year. 58 to 22. Sanderson got it short from Graham, and then kicks to King, who's just 18 years of age, but he's certainly been given a lesson tonight from McKernan. But there's a fair way to go, and maybe he can come back. Tanner at half-back, hugging the line. McKernan again. I wouldn't be kicking it to him. Cats trying to get it clear. North pretty happy, I think, to hold it for the moment, as they lead by a big margin here. 9 goals, 4-3-4. 6 goals the difference. McKernan and Bell, 2 of their stars. Bell with a couple of opportunist goals. Here's Blakey. Little gift to Bell was probably a bit ambitious. Hocking has been quiet. Left foot kick, centering it. McKinnon attacks. He's going to bring it well outside 50. Lynch cuts off. He's probably been one of the Cats' best. Beautiful kick. Have a look at that. Drilled it down the throat of Steinford. Great vision by Lynch. He's been arguably Geelong's best player.
He's a very good player. Been hampered with injuries over the last couple of years. Played a few games last year, but just hasn't been able to get enough consistent football.
Well, they need this all right. 48 metres out, gets close to the man on the mark, gives it his best shot, looks good, a goal. That's a good effort. 4 goals to 9, so they hang in the Cats. They trailed the Bombers by a similar margin in a match here earlier this year and got over the top of them. It's 9-4 to 4-4.
Yeah, look, they're just going to have to work their way back into this game, as we see McKinnon coming out and meeting the ball. Once again, Lynch, it was his brilliance that created this. A beautiful kick into the path of Steinford, and Steinford getting awfully close here to the man on the mark, as do many players in AFL football today. But a good bit of finishing.
So exactly 5 goals, the margin in favour of the Kangaroos. 6.5 minutes left in the second term. McKernan, magnificent leap. Now, why is that a free kick, Tim? That's fantastic ruck work by McKernan. Well, your shaking of your head, I think, is in agreement with what I just said. The kick forward and a free kick has been picked out. It's going to Steinford. So just a little resurgence here by the Cats. He kicked the goal from, well, probably the same distance just a minute ago. So Carl Steinford has kicked 1. He's going for his second goal. He runs again close to the man on the mark. He kicks it close to the goal square. At the back, Stoneham, gather, look for Hall. Still there for Geelong, kicked away by Pike. Pike's high kick, still in the offensive 50. Good mark, Colbert. That's a mark, isn't it, surely?
Unless it was touched off the boot, Robbo. I'd say that it would have travelled the required distance.
Well, it was a top effort by Lee Colbert, and he just looks quizzingly at the umpire. Mark Doran.
Yeah, Robbo, I'm only yards away from that, and if that ball didn't travel 15 metres, it didn't travel a metre, and a great mark from Lee Colbert, unrewarded.
Tap by McKernan, and again a ball up about 40 metres out.
Do you know, Bruce, why that wasn't paid? I mean, it just looked so ridiculous.
Can't help you, Robbo.
And Gary has been hiding Ronnie Burns on the bench for a little while. He's back onto the ground now, and he's been picked up by Robert Scott.
He needs a goal before half-time, Burns, doesn't he? Steinford to Tanner, round the corner, not good. High ball, Burns may get a chance here. Pickering, marked by Lynch. Well, he's been the star. He hit Stoneham lace out in the first quarter and he kicked a goal. He hit Steinford lace out earlier and he kicked a goal, and he's had 14 possessions and most of them have counted, and surely he'll kick this one to bring Geelong back into it.
I know Dennis Pagan would have been concerned about this play going into the game. He's tried Simpson and Freeborn on him. I think he's going to have to get his best tagger on him now.
He's kicked 6 in the last 2 weeks. He's got it. I know he started the year pre-season in tremendous fashion, Tim, and they had huge hopes for him. And whether he got an injury or lost a bit of confidence, I don't know. But he missed a few games after the start. He's only played 6 so far this year, but the last 2 or 3 he's made the most of them.
Yes, he's been troubled with a back complaint and hamstring-related problems due to the back. But he's just a very, very skillful player who wins his own fair share of the ball as well.
So you can see there in the picture there, we could see
Robert
just
Scott's
a moment ago.
Yeah, Robert Scott's gone on to him now, Robbo.
So concerns for both coaches. Of course, North Melbourne have the advantage. It's a 4-goal advantage close to the long break. Gary Hocking trying to crash through, but it's Stevens for North Melbourne. His kick will be marked. by Darren Crocker from behind Bradshaw. Had the advantage, the kick, had the carry, and Crocker will shoot for North Melbourne's 10th goal.
He grabbed hold of Scholl here. I don't know if we'll see the replay, but he grabbed a good fist of Scholl's jumper before he took the mark. You watch this if we get an angle on it. Bang. Well, not the best angle, that one. Best angle for the mark, not for the free kick.
Well, that's a terrific shot there. Darren Crocker from about 40 metres out, kicks and kicks inaccurately. And misses by a reasonable margin by Darren Crocker standards. Very good kick of the football, normally.
He did have hold of Scholl's. Very difficult for a defender to get a free kick in those instances.
25 points to margin in favour of the Kangaroos. Ben Graham to kick in and does it pretty well. Finds all from 50 metres.
Gee, Robbo, it's not bad as he's kicked at 75 metres and hit a bloke on the chest. McKinnon's got it at centre wing and comes away. He's also a thumping long kick and kicks beautifully to the pocket to Stoneham. Well, how's that? That's penetration. 3 kicks from one end to the other.
That was the most positive bit of play we've seen from
Stoneham short to Hocking in the pocket. It's got him. So Stoneham is 45 out and decided to go to the pocket to Hocking. Now Gary's going to have to kick the goal because Barry was in a goal-kicking position.
Gary Hocking just 4 possessions, Bruce. I know he's been on the bench for a little bit of the first half.
Schwass cut him up early, didn't he? He needs this, Hocking. In the pocket. Good kick, he's got it. Sensational goal from one end of the ground to the other. Barry knew what he was doing. It's 9-5 to 6-4.
And there's a lot of spirit in this Geelong performance at the moment. After that goal was kicked, players ran from everywhere to congratulate Hocking and also Stoneham, who set that goal up with that kick to Hocking. But they just moved the ball down the field very positively. And this next couple of minutes, very important.
A 19-point margin in favour of North Melbourne, and with 3 minutes left, it certainly has been a character-building performance by Geelong. They faced a big margin. It was 36 points at one stage during the second quarter, and they fought back to within 19 points of North Melbourne with 2.5 minutes left in the first half. Mark Dorham.
A couple of big moves in the Geelong forward line. Roberts has gone off and Simpson's gone on to McKinnon. That's left Martin now to pick up, he's picked up Carl Steinfeld, and Robert Scott has gone on to Paul Lynch.
Thanks for that, Mark. So another bounce here. Geelong coming back hard. 9-5, 6-4, 59 to 40. Schwass and Hocking. Hocking lifting. Great goal a moment ago. Belted out by Hall. Cats wanting another one. They can taste a bit here. Coming back hard. Statistically, they've got the outstanding defence in the competition this year. There's Crocker off. Roberts on. So Dennis Pagan, a lot of moves here late in the opening half. He's done most of the night, and Gary Ayres hasn't been far behind him, if at all. Bradshaw's been good. From 50, belts to full forward over the top. Longmire, that bounced, surely. It's going to be a bounce by the umpire. It's a half volley by Longmire. Stoneham acknowledging it. Hayden Kennedy in the good position. McKernan and King get back. Will the North try and concede here? They're probably a bit too far out to do that. McKernan brings it back. McKinnon onto it. Good tackle by Simpson. Corrigan clever. Bad luck. Deserved a goal. Weaved his way into some space and was a little unlucky. There's the replay of the Longmire effort. Watch this. Yeah.
Yes.
A bit like Hussain a week ago, wasn't it?
Very similar.
3 goals a margin in favour of North Melbourne. A minute left in the first half. Very, very entertaining game of football between two of what we would think would be the contenders for the flag later on in the year. Schwass and Stevens. Then Schwass out wide. Good play, King. He is a dasher. Marvellous player, David King. Gets good penetration with the kick and finds Carey from about 45 metres. Carey swings onto his right foot. 18 points the margin in favour of the Kangaroos. Carey's kick will bounce in the path of Craig Scholl. He's able to get back. Knocks it, not really to his advantage. Mansfield knocks it clear, close to the line. It is gathered by Liam Pickering and taken over for a boundary throw-in.
And a good kick by Carey in the end, Robbo, too. He just kicked to space, and Scholl, with a little bit of luck, was almost able to create something there.
3 goals exactly is the margin. Ben Graham down to Pickering, smothered off the boot. Still there for the Kangaroos, within 50 metres of their goal, and it's a tumble down of players. With seconds left in this second term, the umpire will bounce. It is within scoring distance for North Melbourne, but from Geelong's point of view, they'd be probably happy to lock it up now and hear the siren. McKernan and King at advantages. King, but taken by McKernan. Kick brilliantly smothered off the boot. Gary Hocking, the hand pass wide. Pickering gathers. The siren sounds, and at the long break, North Melbourne, after leading by some 6 goals in the second term, lead by just 3 goals at half-time. North Melbourne 9-5, Geelong 6-5. Wayne Carey has been a goal kicker. He's kicked 2. Mark Roberts has kicked 2. Peter Bell has kicked 2. For Geelong, they've been all singles.
At the Melbourne Cricket Ground on Friday Night Football, North lead by 3 goals. Kicking to the left of screen. They got away to a 6-goal lead in the second quarter. McKernan's been outstanding. McGrath tries to chop it off. Robert Scott pushes forward. Handball to Rock was okay. Rock on the left foot. Allison's got a chance. No. Carey was there. Ball floated a bit far for Allison. Brad Scholl, who had an excellent opening half, finds Pickering at half-back flank. Pickering's kicked to centre wing. Lynch. King gets around to the front. King the dasher, who took Burns apart in the first half. Schwass, well done. He had 5 kicks in the first 10 minutes. Might have, no, he's just doing up his shoelace. Belted it out and out of play. Mark Doran.
Wayne Carey slow to get up after that pack formation, but he's waved the trainers away. It looks like he might have copped a corky on the thigh.
We'll keep an eye on him. Blakey belts it forward to Schwass. Free kick there against Kilpatrick, who was trying to get at Schwass, and Bell's got it at centre wing. A few changes from either side. Tim having a look at those for the moment. Bell back to half forward. McKernan front spot. Good tackle on Pickering there. Held him up by Rock. Handball by Scholl. Off the ground by Sanderson. Burns, who's had a very average match. Roberts. Kilpatrick pushes forward. Lynch and King. This will be interesting. King and Lynch. Round the body by Lynch, reasonably effective. Burns and Bell, they both go hard at it. Comes to ground. McGrath waits for it to sit, tries to barge through. Good kick. This is nearly a goal. No, didn't quite make it in the end. It looked a chance. Didn't quite have the legs, the momentum. That's better by Burns, though. Went hard there. There's the North Melbourne bench with Millington in the centre there, who has been struggling a bit. Pickett was in the centre and Harvey with him. So they're the 3 on the North Melbourne bench.
And David King has gone on to the dangerous Paul Lynch.
Well, this will be interesting, Tim. He'll have to move pretty quickly once he kicks the ball in. Well, he successfully gets it onto the chest of Peter Bell. Bell is in the left back pocket for North Melbourne. Had most of those possessions in the first quarter and a bit. The last 2/3 of the second quarter were quiet by his standards. Martin kicks it away for North Melbourne to a vacant wing area, and it bounces end on end nicely in the finish for Craig Scholl. Allison tries to tap it to his own advantage. Mansfield, well done. Body work excellent in the finish. He's rewarded with a free kick. Michael Mansfield. He is at right half back. And having another look there, eventually Brett Allison all over the top there of Michael Mansfield. He takes the free kick for Geelong. His kick lands close to half forward. Pike with strength. Gets the ball out to Bell. Bell's hand pass. Just intercepted by McGrath. Simpson nearly crushed to the ground. Geelong going in very, very hard. So are North Melbourne. So the stakes are pretty high in this third quarter as both teams feel each other out for some sort of ascendancy as Peter Bell comes off the ground and Harvey gets his first taste of the footy tonight. Doesn't have to run very far to get into the action. Right in front of the interchange and players' bench area, this bounce will take place.
Got a good view of it here. Roberts over the top. McKinnon, he's got great pace and he gets away from Allison. Normally kicks the ball prodigious lengths. That's a great kick on the run. Hall was in the front spot. McCarty's hip and shoulder, missed by Pickering, built it forward by the Kangaroos. Schwartz took it well and then bangs it to Carey. Carey can't really get up. Crocker's snapshot is good. It's a beauty. It's a goal. Well, it's obvious Carey just can't do the things that he could last year, but his presence was enough there.
That's right. He draws a couple of defenders most times he goes for the ball, but just another perfect example. Often speak about awareness, everything. Wayne Swass's reflexes there, terrific. Just watch his front and square. There we go, Crocker just camping underneath that ball, as we've seen so many North Melbourne players do that tonight. They are the best in the competition at doing that.
Very skillful player, Darren Crocker. Just 3 kicks, but an important goal in the early part of the third term for the Kangaroos. They lead 10-5 to 6-6. Geelong get the ball out of the centre. Mark Roberts just makes it for himself in the finish. Away to Freeborn. Freeborn's kick will land close to half forward. Pickering quickly onto his boot. Kicks towards centre half forward. Excellent mark taken by David King at centre half back for North Melbourne. King plays on, kicks it towards left half forward. Out in front of Scholl, punched away. The ball sits reasonably for Pickering to Gary Hocking. Back to King. King out wide for Kilpatrick. Geelong with certainly outnumbering North Melbourne when the ball hit the ground then. McKinnon looks to get onto his left. Eventually just scrambles a kick that goes back towards the middle of the ground. Roberts got pretty strong in that contest. Ronnie Burns, little kick by Colbert. Bell couldn't get the effective hand pass away. Kilpatrick off the left foot, excellent, and finds Derek Hall. And if Geelong are to win this game, this player has to get into it. He's been reasonably quiet. He's had 7 possessions, yet to kick a goal. And Derek Hall will kick from 40 metres. .23 points the margin. And Derek Hall's shot for goal will get the distance, I would think. It looks pretty good. It is a goal. So Hall gets his first goal and becomes the 7th goal kicker for Geelong. They're all singles. North Melbourne lead by 17 points.
There was Sim McKinnon there, not having a right foot. And this was a really important ball to win. North Melbourne struggled for it. Geelong just kept pushing it forward until Kilpatrick just found a bit of space, and good finishing on his left foot there. His non-preferred side. And Hall's kick just getting over the line, and Geelong really did need to get themselves back within 3 goals. They couldn't afford to let that lead get pushed back out again.
10-5, 7-6. North has kicked the opening goal in each of the quarters, but Geelong coming back this time. King, McKernan over the top. Pickering to centre half forward. McKinnon's been lively, kept his eye on it, getting back quickly. Simpson played every game in their premiership here last year. Colbert just used his hands cleverly on Blakey there, never really gave him the big shove, kept his balance and held his ground and took the mark. Kicks to centre half forward. Hall and Stein for the targets, getting back Stevens. Oh, out in the full. Rarely does he make a mistake like that. And the Cats to get it, and they've got the right bloke with it. McKinnon is on his right side, and he could nearly cover the distance here. He's such a magnificent kick. He's kicked a goal in each of the last 12 matches he's played for the Cats, at least 1 in the last 12. And he's pretty close to the man on the mark, so he doesn't have a whole lot of room to run up here. On the run, I'd give him a good chance from here. Off a stand, I'm not sure. It's a good kick. It's right there to the goal square. Oh, beautiful mark. Barry Stoneham, judged the best. North Melbourne player went early. Stoneham, second grab, brought it down. And it was a good kick, wasn't it, by McKinnon from the pocket?
Off a couple of steps, a deep penetrating kick up there for the contest, and Stoneham just edging Johnny Longmire, who took the front position under the ball, allowing himself to take the mark.
This will be the closest they've been in a mighty long time. Stoneham's got 2, and the Cats get within 2 goals of North Melbourne, and you've got to go back to the late in the first quarter for that to have occurred, when it was 4 goals to 2. So they're coming back now, Geelong.
Well, they've got their matchups pretty right at the moment, Geelong. Hocking's back in the midfield. Pickering starting to get possessions. They've got McKinnon up forward. Sanderson's on shoal. And they're beginning to look dangerous.
$11 points now, the margin in favour of the Kangaroos. 14 minutes left in the third quarter. So a good start to the third term for the Cats. They've made all the forward thrusts. Colbert taken out by Wayne Schwass. And maybe a couple of the Geelong boys.
He's been well held by Blakey, but he just appears to be beginning to work his way into the game, doesn't he?
Footy panel Sunday morning. Sorry, Robbo. Luke O'Sullivan, one of the guests there on Sunday morning.
Good player, Lee Colbert, and he just about got the ball clear again there. But McKernan taking the rebound. Got it to Carey. Carey gives away a bit of ground to Allison. Allison's right foot kick will land at the feet of Sanderson. Robert Scott, hard at the footy. And in goes Brad Scholl for the clearance over the line. Robert Scott, pretty good in that contest. 65 plays 54. North Melbourne lead. And Brad Scholl just about took his head off his shoulders. Ben Graham and Carey to contest the boundary throw in. Graham takes the ball out of the air. Handball Gary Hocking, running outside the defensive 50. Has a bit of a look and then kicks beautifully to Kilpatrick. Handball on. They're running now, Geelong. There's a bit of positive signs here for the Cats. Derek Hall, the pass is not bad. Stoneham taken to the ground by Longmire. The ball spills for McGrath, crashing his way through. Tim McGrath's kick slews and bounces through for a behind to Geelong.
Not known for his forward play, Tim McGrath, but he finds himself now matched up with Roberts, and both of them are playing in the midfield.
Johnny Barnes getting set with warming up, I should say, with the bench there. He's only kicked 12 goals, McGrath, in his 136 games. He's kicked a couple of behinds tonight. King goes long. McKernan, the towering figure. Rock Road beautifully. Handball okay to Blakey at half-back. Blakey away. Kicks it as hard as he can. Always kicks under the ball a bit. Carey and Graham. Hocking's hands were quick, but set his man up a bit there. Play on call, probably a good decision. Roberts kick around the body. North onto it, a couple of players. Last man standing, Sanderson. Scholl beautifully. Waits it to Allison. This will sting. Allison rolls it through. First goal for Allison. Geelong caught out at the back. Sanderson had to stop it by hook or by crook, and he couldn't.
Well, they were caught out because the Geelong players pushed up the ground, and as forwards are wont to do, they rolled back into the forward line, and when the break went their way, North Melbourne had the numbers at the ball. Important goal, that one too.
On cricket ground on Friday night football, North lead by 3 goals. Kicking to the left of screen. They got away to a 6-goal lead in the second quarter. McKernan's been outstanding. McGrath tries to chop it off. Robert Scott pushes forward. Handball to Rock was okay. Rock on the left foot. Allison's got a chance. No. Carey was there. Ball floated a bit far for Allison. Brad Scholl, who had an excellent opening half, finds Pickering at half-back flank. Pickering's kick to centre wing. Lynch. King gets around to the front. King the dasher, who took Burns apart in the first half. Schwass, well done. He had 5 kicks in the first 10 minutes. What if... no, he's just doing up his shoelace. Belted it out and out of play. Mark Doran.
Wayne Carey slow to get up after that pack formation, but he's waved the trainers away. It looks like he might have copped a corky on the thigh.
We'll keep an eye on him. Blakey belts it forward to Schwass. Free kick there against Kilpatrick, who was trying to get at Schwass, and Bell's got it at centre wing. A few changes from either side. Tim having a look at those for the moment. Bell back to half forward. McKernan front spot. Good tackle on Pickering there. Held him up by Rock. Handball by Scholl. Off the ground by Sanderson. Burns, who's had a very average match. Roberts. Kilpatrick pushes forward. Lynch and King. This will be interesting. King and Lynch. Round the body by Lynch, reasonably effective. Burns and Bell, they both go hard at it. Comes to ground. McGrath waits for it to sit, tries to barge through. Good kick. This is nearly a goal. No, didn't quite make it in the end. It looked a chance. Didn't quite have the legs, the momentum. That's better by Burns though. Went hard there. There's the North Melbourne bench with Millington in the centre there. who has been struggling a bit. Pickett was in the centre and Harvey with him. So they're the three on the North Melbourne bench.
And David King has gone on to the dangerous Paul Lynch.
Well, this will be interesting, Tim. He'll have to move pretty quickly once he kicks the ball in. Well, he successfully gets it onto the chest of Peter Bell. Bell is in the left back pocket for North Melbourne. Had most of those possessions in the first quarter and a bit. The last 2/3 of the second quarter were quiet by his standards. Martin kicks it away for North Melbourne to a vacant wing area, and it bounces end on end nicely in the finish for Craig Scholl. Allison tries to tap it to his own advantage. Mansfield, well done. Body work excellent in the finish. He's rewarded with a free kick. Michael Mansfield. He is at right half back. And having another look there, eventually Brett Allison all over the top there of Michael Mansfield. He takes the free kick for Geelong. His kick lands close to half forward. Pike with strength. Gets the ball out to Bell. Bell's hand pass. Just intercepted by McGrath. Simpson nearly crushed to the ground. Geelong going in very, very hard. So are North Melbourne. So the stakes are pretty high in this third quarter as both teams feel each other out for some sort of ascendancy as Peter Bell comes off the ground and Harvey gets his first taste of the footy tonight. Doesn't have to run very far to get into the action. Right in front of the interchange and players' bench area, this bounce will take place.
Got a good view of it here. Roberts over the top. McKinnon, he's got great pace and he gets away from Allison. Normally kicks the ball prodigious lengths. That's a great kick on the run. Hall was in the front spot. McCarty's hip and shoulder. Missed by Pickering. Belted forward by the Kangaroos. Schwartz took it well and then bangs it to Carey. Carey can't really get up. Crocker's snapshot is good. It's a beauty. It's a goal. Well, it's obvious Carey just can't do the things that he could last year, but his presence was enough there.
That's right. He draws a couple of defenders most times he goes for the ball, but just another perfect example. Often speak about awareness, everything. Wayne Swass's reflexes there, terrific. Just watch his front and square. There we go, Crocker just camping underneath that ball, as we've seen so many North Melbourne players do that tonight. They are the best in the competition at doing that.
Very skillful player, Darren Crocker. Just 3 kicks, but an important goal in the early part of the third term for the Kangaroos. They lead 10-5 to 6-6. Geelong get the ball out of the centre. Mark Roberts just makes it for himself in the finish. Away to Freeborn. Freeborn's kick will land close to half forward. Pickering quickly onto his boot. Kicks towards centre half forward. Excellent mark taken by David King at centre half back for North Melbourne. King plays on. Kicks it towards left half forward. Out in front of Scholl, punched away. The ball sits reasonably for Pickering to Gary Hocking. Back to King. King out wide for Kilpatrick. Geelong with certainly outnumbering North Melbourne when the ball hit the ground then. McKinnon looks to get onto his left. Eventually just scrambles a kick that goes back towards the middle of the ground. Roberts got pretty strong in that contest. Ronnie Burns, little kick by Colbert. Bell couldn't get the effective hand pass away. Kilpatrick off the left foot, excellent, and finds Derek Hall. And if Geelong are to win this game, this player has to get into it. He's been reasonably quiet. He's had 7 possessions, yet to kick a goal. And Derek Hall will kick from 40 metres. $23 points the margin. And Derek Hall's shot for goal will get the distance, I would think. It looks pretty good. It is a goal. So Hall gets his first goal and becomes the 7th goal kicker for Geelong. They're all singles. North Melbourne lead by 17 points.
There was Simon Kinnon there, not having a right foot. And this was a really important ball to win. North Melbourne struggled for it. Geelong just kept pushing it forward until Kilpatrick just found a bit of space, and good finishing on his left foot there. His non-preferred side. And Hall's kick just getting over the line, and Geelong really did need to get themselves back within 3 goals. They couldn't afford to let that lead get pushed back out again.
10-5, 7-6. North has kicked the opening goal in each of the quarters, but Geelong coming back this time. King, McKernan over the top. Pickering to centre half forward. McKinnon's been lively, kept his eye on it, getting back quickly. Simpson played every game in their premiership here last year. Colbert just used his hands cleverly on Blakey there, never really gave him the big shove, kept his balance and held his ground and took the mark. Kicks to centre half forward. Hall and Stein for the targets, getting back Stevens. Oh, out the full. Rarely does he make a mistake like that. And the Cats to get it, and they've got the right bloke with it. McKinnon is on his right side, and he could nearly cover the distance here. He's such a magnificent kick. He's kicked a goal in each of the last 12 matches he's played for the Cats, at least one in the last 12. And he's pretty close to the man on the mark, so he doesn't have a whole lot of room to run up here. On the run, I'd give him a good chance from here. Off a stand, I'm not sure. It's a good kick. It's right there to the goal square. Oh, beautiful mark. Barry Stoneham judged the best. North Melbourne player went early. Stoneham, second grab, brought it down. And it was a good kick, wasn't it, by McKinnon from the pocket?
Off a couple of steps, a deep penetrating kick up there for the contest, and Stoneham just edging Johnny Longmire, who took the front position under the ball, allowing himself to take the mark.
This will be the closest they've been in a mighty long time. Stoneham's got two, and the Cats get within 2 goals of North Melbourne, and you've got to go back to the late in the first quarter for that to have occurred, when it was 4 goals to 2. So they're coming back now, Geelong.
Well, they've got their matchups pretty right at the moment, Geelong. Hocking's back in the midfield, Pickering starting to get possessions. They've got McKinnon up forward, Sanderson's on show, and they're beginning to look dangerous.
$11 points now, the margin in favour of the Kangaroos. 14 minutes left in the third quarter. So good start to the third term for the Cats. They've made all the forward thrusts. Colbert taken out by Wayne Schwass, and maybe a couple of the Geelong boys.
He's been well held by Blakey, but he just appears to be beginning to work his way into the game, doesn't he?
Footy panel Sunday morning. Sorry, Robbo. Luke O'Sullivan, one of the guests there on Sunday morning.
Good player, Lee Colbert, and he just about got the ball clear again there, but McKernan taking the rebound. Got it to Carey. Carey gives away a bit of ground to Allison. Allison's right foot kick will land at the feet of Sanderson. Robert Scott, hard at the footy, and in goes Brad Scholl for the clearance over the line. Robert Scott pretty good in that contest. 65 plays 54. North Melbourne lead, and Brad Scholl just about took his head off his shoulders. Ben Graham and Carey to contest the boundary throw in. Graham takes the ball out of the air. Handball Gary Hocking, running outside the defensive 50. Has a bit of a look and then kicks beautifully to Kilpatrick. Handball on. They're running now, Geelong. There's a bit of positive signs here for the Cats. Derek Hall, the pass is not bad. Stoneham taken to the ground by Longmire. The ball spills for McGrath, crashing his way through. Tim McGrath's kick slews and bounces through for a behind to Geelong.
Not known for his forward play, Tim McGrath, but he finds himself now matched up with Roberts, and both of them are playing in the midfield.
Johnny Barnes getting set with warming up, I should say, with the bench there. He's only kicked 12 goals, McGrath, in his 136 games. He's kicked a couple of behinds tonight. King goes long. McKernan, the towering figure. Rock Road beautifully. Handball okay to Blakey at half-back. Blakey away. Kicks it as hard as he can. Always kicks under the ball a bit. Carey and Graham. Hocking's hands were quick, but set his man up a bit there. Play on call, probably a good decision. Roberts kick around the body. North onto it, a couple of players. Last man standing, Sanderson. Scholl beautifully. Waits it to Allison. This will sting. Allison rolls it through. First goal for Allison. Geelong caught out at the back. Sanderson had to stop it by hook or by crook, and he couldn't.
Well, they were caught out because the Geelong players pushed up the ground, and as forwards are wont to do, they rolled back into the forward line, and when the break went their way, North Melbourne had the numbers at the ball. Important goal, that one too.
Well, it was 18 points the margin at half-time in favour of the Kangaroos. It is 16 points right now. The umpire has found an infringement. It looks as though a centre square, maybe too many in for North Melbourne, so Geelong to take it. King to Hocking. Hocking to Pickering, uses the ball pretty well, Liam Pickering. This is no exception either. Well done. Just weighted it quite nicely there for Corrigan, and he's marked well within scoring distance, so Geelong to hit back, probably.
Terrific kick under pressure.
Well, he's just a very good user of the football, Liam Pickering. He's had 15 possessions, 4 marks around the middle of the ground, and most of those disposals have been effective. But this is Paul Corrigan with a shot at goal, and it's straight through the centre, back to 10 points.
Well, they've kicked truly Geelong, and they're just starting to get themselves a forward line at the moment that looks capable of kicking more than 12 goals tonight. Brendan Sanderson has just come off the ground. He's been picking up Scholl, and Johnny Barnes came onto the ground. And Brad Scholl is now playing on Craig Scholl.
I think Tim McGrath might go to him though, Tim. 11-5-9-7. Tim McGrath will probably pick up Craig Scholl, so we won't have the brothers against one another. Do you ever stand Larry in your day? Here's Stevens coming forward.
No, I didn't. John Barnes has been picked up by Roberts, you're right. And Tim McGrath's picking up Scholl.
Hocking was important late in the second quarter. Oh, flirting with danger, but he finds Mansfield. There's normally a good kick. Geelong have created one here. Burns has got it. Oh, plays off beautifully. 50 out, 48 out. You'd back him from here, Ronnie boy. Oh. He's drilled it. Oh, doesn't that make the hair stand on the back of your head?
What about the bloke he took on? Didn't mind it? Bit of arrogance, wasn't there?
11-5 to 10-7.
Carey confronting him, and he just said, "See you later."
Oh, it's exciting stuff, isn't it?
Exciting. And set up then by a kick from Hocking. A chancy kick out to Mansfield to space. And Burns had one thing in his mind, and that was to kick a goal.
Well, don't worry about the footy. It's exciting stuff here at the MCG. North Melbourne lead by 4 points. Harvey to get North Melbourne back into their forward 50. Allison spins out, then handballs beautifully to Scott. This is football. Oh. This is champagne stuff at the MCG. Goal for goal. The contest is sensational. North Melbourne lead by 10 points once again. Mark Dorham.
We can probably chalk that goal up to Dennis Pagan, Robbo. The Cats were winning out of the centre, and he made the move rock off and Harvey into the centre, and it was Harvey who got the roo started there.
Just having the ebbs and flows of a truly great contest at the moment, this one between Geelong and North Melbourne, and these centre bounce breaks becoming more and more important.
That handball to Scott was fantastic by Allison. 12-5 to 10-7. McKernan goes early. Pickering's been good all night, but that one smothered. Colbert straightened his body, did the right thing. He was forced to his left, but came around. McKinnon made a contest. Bell clever. Blakey's handball spot on. King bursts away. North go forward to half forward. Good effort by Bradshaw. Carey thumps it on the full forward. Roberts clever to Allison. Couldn't quite. Under pressure. Gets it back to Scholl. Scholl back to Scott. Gone. Oh, free kick. Off the ball, I think, against Mansfield.
Yeah, it's not against Colbert. Colbert's tackle was all right.
Silly stuff if it was legitimate, because he was out of the contest, Scholl. There's Allison. We're going to look now. Here's Scholl. Well, we missed it.
Mansfield obviously went right on with that tackle of Scholl, took him out of the play. A difficult kick, though, for Scholl. Not an easy angle.
It's good enough though, Tim. It's 48 metres out, 49 metres out. Misses. Well,
had a bounce on the full. Missed everything.
Don't rub it in.
I thought I had to.
10 points to difference. So Mickey Mansell gets a reprieve, really, because that would have hurt, because they would have been back to 3 goals, and they've worked so hard.
17 free kicks to 11 in favour of Geelong. Kilpatrick marks the kick and then goes back towards full-back. Gary Hocking has got it. Little kick. Oh, geez, he's very skillful, Gary Hocking. And he gets it back again. He's had his 3rd possession in this passage of play. Puts it on the chest of Pickering. Pickering is still in the defensive 50. Now Gary Hocking's going to get his 4th possession, and the ball was still in the defensive part of the ground as far as Geelong's concerned. Gee, look at this. This is just terrific footy. Mansfield from left half forward probably kicked it to a 1-on-1, which was not to the advantage really of Geelong. McKinnon confronted there by Simpson. Still North Melbourne, Freeborn, back to Stevens. Stevens kicked the centre half back. Punched back into the danger zone as far as North Melbourne are concerned. Still there, Steinfort tries to knock it on for Geelong. McKinnon is underneath there somewhere with the footy in around his tummy area, and the umpire will bounce about 40 metres out directly in front of the Geelong goal.
So it was exciting stuff down the other end of the ground then by Gary Hocking. Just the way, it was like a surgeon, wasn't he, the way he worked the ball out of that defence.
Flirted with danger, didn't he? Gee, Mansfield, if he'd seen McKinnon, it was a gimme. He was 20 metres on his own for the handball, and he kicked to a 1-on-1.
That's pressure though, Bruce, sometimes, isn't it, in a game like this?
Tell you what, at ground level too, there's lots of whites and blues. They can merge a bit, and he might have missed the target, but anyway, Hocking's lifting. Cats 10 points behind, Kangaroos hanging on. They're a percentage team, North Melbourne. When they go forward, they normally score, so Geelong are going to have to get right there. Hocking trying to force forward. You know North will counter-attack well in situations like this. Remember so well in that grand final, Tim, when they made Sydney pay, particularly after halfway through the 2nd quarter, for every time they went forward.
They have the ability to score quickly and to score heavily, don't they? But if you look at, you're coming into this game, Geelong struggling to kick more than 12 goals. They're going to have to do that to win this game now.
King belts it away. Mansfield tries to keep it in front. Did a good enough job. Harvey there. Allison hanging on for Mansfield. And Harvey in the end made it impossible for Allison to get the free kick, because he too was disputing the footy. And so another bounce. It's 12-5 to 10-7 at the Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Dennis Pagan very concerned, because there's nothing in this game of football. Geelong may make it just a kick here. Kilpatrick Burns, still Burns, Burns has kicked the goal. Absolutely unbelievable by Ronnie Burns. There was no way known he was going to get a kick to that, and eventually he has just scrambled. A magnificent goal for Geelong, and it is just 4 points the margin.
Well, he had the chance here to release the balls. We see Pickering, who moved onto that ball well, and Pickering and Kilpatrick, who gave the kick. Burns holding onto the ball and then get back on and swinging around and getting the ball onto his boot at the same time.
2 goals to Burns. He'd only kicked 2 goals in his last 4 matches going in. None in his last 2, but he's got a couple tonight. 34th for the season. Free kick out of the centre going to Geelong. At least the 2nd time in this quarter this has happened.
Schwass in too early off the wing.
12-5, 11-7. We're told that Schwass might have even dashed into the square. Simpson, Martin belting it away. Blakey, there's Dennis Pagan having a look on. He's got a few worries now after they were cruising early. King's been magnificent. He's gone. No, play on.
Unbelievable.
Interesting, because he actually broke the tackle, but that's a great one for what's your verdict. Here's Stevens, haul after him to Pike. What a big call by the umpire. Pike back to McKernan. King's done a terrific job after half-time, after McKernan was sensational early. King belts it away to half-back. He's not pretty, King, sometimes, but boy, he's exciting. Well, was he holding the ball or not?
Well, I thought he was. He'd been given prior opportunity to get rid of the ball, and he's gone. He is tackled.
Yeah,
he's gone with that. He's gone. That Burns. It might be time to put King back onto Burns, actually, because Burns, being pushed up into the play, has kicked 2 goals on Stevens.
Is he going back there, Robbo?
I think you might see that he's there now, but we'll watch that closely. Little kick there by Gary Hocking. Lynch and Stevens, now Colbert. Good interception by Harvey and got an effective kick, and it's been marked by Scholl. Importantly for Harvey, he threw it on his boot quickly. Player running into the pocket, but Scholl goes to the goal square. Carey, oh, good work, Graham. Very, very good work. Ben Graham at fullback for the Cats. The short kick is effective, and it's marked by Tanner. Mark Doran.
Yes, Tim, you're having another good audition for a coaching job there. That's exactly right. Kingsland back onto Burns, and Stevens is now picking up Paul Lynch.
Kick back in the centre half forward. McGrath, that was danger. McGrath centre half back, but he got away. Things are happening for Geelong. Floats the ball. Hall, that was always going to be tough. Simpson backed him up, then got collared by McKinnon, who's so quick. Here's Pike. Gets around. Wobbly kick, not good. Numbers with North Melbourne, but Geelong belted it forward through Kilpatrick. McKernan held up. The Cats are swarming here, aren't they? They're onto every contest like North is. And coming off now, Harvey, and coming on Rock for North Melbourne. So a change there, one little fellow for another. There's Wayne Schwass, so good early in the match. He's had 13 kicks and 4 handballs. North led by 36 points halfway through the second quarter, I should say. That lead has been eroded to just 4. The Cats have come back strongly. They've kicked 8 of the last 11 goals in the match. It's 9 goals to 3 at one stage.
And Bruce, I was just about to say that Pickering has really lifted his work rate in this third term.
17 possessions to Liam Pickering so far. The umpire to bounce. King gets an effective punch on it. Kick forward by Kilpatrick. Simpson maybe just took his eyes off the footy. The ball spills out wide to the wing. Rock, well done by Liam Pickering, run down by King. Ball wide to Corrigan, well done, Corrigan to Lynch. Lynch's first real effective possession in this quarter. Terrific mark taken by Freeborn between fullback and centre halfback. Out wide, close to the boundary line. Anthony Stevens has taken the mark. Gee, doesn't he look a different person with that helmet on? Anthony Stevens, his kick. Down the wing, gathered by McKernan. No, not quite. Yes, he does it the second grab. Hand pass into the path of Rock. Rock probably could have gone off the ground. Contest now. Corrigan runs away from Scott. Corrigan into the middle of the ground. Gathered by Hall, brilliantly to Burns. The excitement machine. Probably shouldn't be on the ground. Is that blood streaming from his cheek? To Steinford. Steinford's kick, brilliant gather, Stoneham. If he kicks a goal here, it'll bring the house down. Stoneham misses. First score, third score, 2 goals, 1 to Stoneham. Ronnie Burns, is that blood? It's not, it's very, very...
Well, he's getting prepared to go. I think he's getting prepared to go into battle, Robbo.
12-5 to 11-8, 77 to 74. Schwass belts it as far as he can. McKernan, his target, nearly got hold of it. Is he going to be paid? A push goes to Scott. They're loose. Allison, who's been such a thorn, comes away to Carey. Not a great kick. Carey stood his ground well and worked Graham after it. Bradshaw got back brilliantly. He's been a good player all night. It was a good effort. Well, he didn't try. I reckon he tried to keep it in, actually. It was a fantastic effort. There's Ronnie Burns, who does have a bit of a patch-up job going on.
Really, Allison should have held on to the ball on that occasion, but it's not part of the North Melbourne game plan.
Kick just wasn't right. Carey did pretty well to give them a chance. Kilpatrick thrown off it. Scott in there hard. And it's going to be a ball up about 40 metres from North's goal. They lead by 3 points. 2.5 minutes remaining in what's been a very exciting third quarter to a great game. Hope you're enjoying it on footy's home ground right around Australia.
Well, it's certainly tightened up. North Melbourne by 17 points at quarter time, by 18 points at half time, and now just 3 points in front. Pickering's kick, missed by Steinford. Martin's got him, got the hand pass away, into the clear. Barnes, he'll be run down. No, he won't. He's skillful enough to get round onto his right foot, kick it in the direction of Burns. Away he goes again. Go down the ground, Ronnie. He gets it to Lynch. Lynch over the top. Geelong have got to get a goal out of this, don't they? McKinnon, off he goes. Chance here now for Tanner. Tanner onto his right foot, and Geelong are in front. Grant Tanner's first goal gives the lead to Geelong. 3 points the margin.
And that was brilliant play then by Liam Pickering. When that bounce down went down in North Melbourne's forward line, Pickering went to cover the defensive side, got the ball free, and then perhaps Mickey Martin was a bit unlucky with that free kick out on the half-back line for the Cats, but Geelong and Burns, it's been a winning move getting him up into the midfield.
Tanner's first goal for the year. Geelong hit the front for the first time tonight. Remember, Roberts kicked a goal early. It's the first time the Cats have been in front. Burns has just split this game apart, hasn't he? With some bursting play in this quarter. Pickering's high ball to half forward. Lynch, who was excellent when the Cats were going badly in the first half. He was a lone forward, really. I just wonder with Ronnie Burns. I mean, we've seen the trainer out there 2 or 3 times trying to stop the blood flow. We've seen players come off for a lot less than that throughout the year. And he's caused so much damage in this term. It's a wonder North Melbourne haven't been pointing it out. 12-8, 12-5. I mean, maybe we're mistaken, but that's the way it looks from here. Colbert, little kick by Corrigan. Belted away by Simpson. Missed there. Burns again. Mansfield's a very long kick. Gets it inside 50. Gives Stoneham a bit of a run. McKernan back. King's away.
Well done, the dasher, David King. Gets past Lynch. Runs outside the defensive 50. Bit of a scrubber kick. Into the middle of the ground. Is that a free kick? Advantage might be paid to Geelong. No, it's not. It's going back. Maybe to Gary Hocking. Is it back towards the middle of the ground? No, it's Colbert for Geelong. Experienced campaigner now in the Geelong lineup is Lee Colbert.
Harvey appears to have gone on to Burns now.
Colbert's kick to centre half forward. Brilliant mark taken by Schwass. He really was desperate in that situation. Wayne Schwass out wide. Will land close to the wing. The ball spills. This is Blakey. Can have a bounce if he likes. Run down the ground and kick a goal, Johnny Blakey. To the goal line, and it bounces through for a behind when North Melbourne really could have done with a goal. But the margin, just 2 points in favour of the Cats, and the siren to end this third quarter is imminent. Ben Graham kicked it to himself, but the goal umpire had not finished waving the flag. So he has to do it all over again. He kicks into the pocket where the mark was taken by McGrath. But the crowd here at the MCG tonight have been entertained in a magnificent exhibition. You wouldn't say it's a high-scoring game by anyone's standards, but it has been a great contest. North Melbourne at one stage led by 6 goals in the second quarter. Geelong a three-quarter time lead by 2 points. They're 12-8 to North Melbourne 12-6.
Loss. But we're a long way from that. 12-6, 12-8. Under Dennis Pagan, they've been a magnificent last quarter team, North Melbourne. They need to produce. Hocking wins it out of the centre. Pickering's been doing that for a lot of the night. Simpson, good effort, but it comes to ground. McKinnon on hands and knees. Now has to release it, surely. Gone. Holding it. He must know the rules. He had to push it out.
I think Simpson might have had his hand on the ball, stopping him from pushing it out.
Simpson wide, good mark. Tanner held his ground. He's got Lynch running in the pocket. He's going to kick it wide. Lynch should make it. He does. He's 60 metres out. He's a very good kick, as we've seen. Pushes into McKinnon. Martin to cut off. They're playing short the Cats. Steinford. Simpson over the top. Free kick in the back. Well, Hayden Kennedy giving Simpson a couple of free kicks at the start of the last quarter.
It was 20 free kicks to 11 at three-quarter time in favour of Geelong, Bruce.
North has kicked the opening goal in each of the 3 quarters so far. Roberts in the first and second, and Crocker in the third. Rock loses his trousers now as he kicks the ball to half forward. Good effort by Scott. Scott wobbles one. This will be an interesting bounce. Scholl and Crocker playing it in front. Brad Scholl. Darren Crocker there, ridden into the ground. Free kick. So North getting the best of the frees in the last quarter. 3 in a row. Crocker a fair way out. He's a nice kick. He kicks it up to the goal square. Carey to launch. Barnes front spots are the 2 injured ones. Go for it. Carey over the top, looks for a free kick. He might get it. He has another one. Oh, Geelong are going to hate it.
I think there was a little bit of doubt there because Kilpatrick, instead of maybe giving it the backhander and knocking it clear, you see here he just keeps trying to drag it back in. You watch with that left hand. See?
Right.
I mean, that's a con, isn't it?
The umpire really was in the wrong position at that
So Carey to kick his third.
That occasion to adjudicate.
He kicked his second from a controversial free kick in the second term. North to hit back and go to the front. He's got it. Can you believe it? North Melbourne 4 consecutive free kicks from one end of the ground to the other and a goal.
Well, it's where the free kicks are paid that are going to hurt you at the end of the night. We've already seen on a number of occasions North Melbourne have been the benefactors of a couple inside their scoring zone. And Kilpatrick, well, he dragged the ball there, but I didn't feel that he actually pulled the ball back underneath him intentionally. If anything, he was trying to clear the ball.
Like the batsman's LBW team, give him the benefit of the doubt. Gary Hocking takes the ball away for Geelong. Kilpatrick out wide to Tanner. Tanner inside the attacking 50 for the Cats. Knocked away by Longmire from Barry Stoneham, and the ball bounces away from McKinnon and Simpson over for a throw-in, about 65 metres around from the Geelong goal. North Melbourne, after leading this game by 6 goals in the second quarter, only in the last 90 seconds have got the lead back from Geelong through a goal, contentious free kick against Glenn Kilpatrick to Wayne Carey, and Carey kicked his third, and it has North Melbourne in front by 4 points. They lead 84 to 80.
Well, Wayne Carey's gone right down the ground, and Corey McKernan is sort of playing as a centre-half forward.
So the play at right half forward, Geelong get a free kick out of that little contest, and it will go to Colbert. Colbert in towards centre half forward. McKinnon from the back of the pack. Oh, high, wide and very, very ugly. And just to behind to Geelong, kicked by Martin McKinnon. He's kicked the goal and 2 behinds.
Had plenty of time on that occasion too. Obviously not a lot of talk around him telling him to steady. He could almost have walked in and kicked that without any pressure whatsoever.
Danger, Schwass short, Stevens under pressure, Tanner left foot, crossed the face, he hit the post. It's a dangerous kick in. There's always going to be not much in it. They flirted with danger and got away with it. 13-6, 12-10, so the Cats have missed a couple. They kicked 9-26 on this ground last week, the Cats. Here's Schwass. This time decides to go as long as he can. McKernan, his target. King's had a good second half. McKernan's had an excellent match. King's little kick cut off well by Robert Scott. Scott's kick over centre wing. Important every time they go forward here, North. Mansfield with him, Allison. Mansfield draws now. Well done, Mansfield, and a good kick to Hocking. He played it well. Hocking belts the handball to McGrath. Stretches him out. McGrath away. Kicks it as far as he can to half forward. McKinnon and Lynch. Oh, beautifully played, Tanner to Lynch. Normally a good kick. Goes for Hall, gets him. Gee, Tanner did that well. Now Hall's on the boundary line, 48 metres out. Dennis Pagan, the opposing coach, looking on. He has a narrow lead at his back.
What a brilliant attacking handball then by Gary Hocking, though.
He'd stretch your hamstrings, wouldn't he, Gary Hocking, with those handballs? It was perfect, wasn't it? Now, we've got a great view of Hall from here. He's kicked it magnificently. It's going. It's a goal. They're in front again. Don't they lift you when you kick them from there? 13-10 to 13-6.
There's plenty of steel in this new-look Geelong side. It's a never say die attitude that they've developed under Gary Ayres. He's got them playing accountable football, but they still had plenty of flair with Burns and also Gary Hocking. As we saw, he took that ball on the half-back flank. Wonderful creative handball.
Well, Derek Hall's second goal has given the lead back to Geelong. 4 points in front now, the Cats. The bounce at the centre, McKernan up high. Still got an effective tap forward, but only as far as Pickering. Pickering's kick across his body. Contest provided here between Simpson and McKinnon. Simpson the first to hit the ground. Schwass run down by McKinnon, but gets his left foot to it and doesn't do too badly, Wayne Schwass, in the finish. Gets the ball forward by about 35 metres and it trundles over for a boundary throw-in, and Mark Doran has a comment.
Yeah, Mellington back on and Crocker off, and it's the kid from Colac, Paul Lynch, who again set up that goal, and Dennis Pagan's made another move, and King has another go at him.
So the ruck contest, Colbert and Blakey falls to Pickering. Mark is taken by Schwass. Schwass looks as though he's a man on a mission. 15 kicks and 4 hand passes. Vice-captain, responsible player for the Kangaroos in the middle of the ground. His kick will land at half forward. Not taken by Scholl. Kilpatrick, Hocking, Ronnie Burns. Out wider still to McGrath. Cat's looking to play on at every occasion. Bell. Rock, was that a free kick? He was grabbed when he didn't have the footy. He made it look worse, but he is the recipient. On centre wing, a hand pass to Bell. Bell's kick, 2 half forward. Colbert couldn't take the mark. Taken by Scott, away to Allison. Allison spotted a player and he's put it there too. Roberts, he is a goal kicker, Mark Roberts, loves this situation. If he kicks the goal, it'll be North Melbourne in front again by 2 points.
And just watch this, I hope this shows on the screen. Johnny Barnes just far too far away from Roberts on that occasion when North Melbourne had the ball.
Roberts has kicked 2, Carey has kicked 3, and Peter Bell has kicked 2. Roberts has now kicked 3, North are back in front.
That's really the problem that Gary Ayres has with that matchup, is that Johnny Barnes is a ruckman by nature or a forward. He's not a defender by nature, and on this occasion just caught dreaming, and Roberts leading up into that space. And maybe that's a matchup that Gary Ayres is going to have to worry about.
Three goals to Mark Roberts. North Melbourne back in front, so the lead changing hands. 3 times in this last quarter. King's high ball to centre half forward. McKinnon tries to work Simpson underneath. Does a fair job. Gets around. Little kick towards full forward. Corrigan did it well. Back to Lynch. It was a hard handball. Lynch worked away in front. Tries to get rid of it. Pike and another North Melbourne player there to tackle him on a bounce.
And Bruce, that was the 4th time that Geelong have got the centre bounce clearance in this final term, as we see Steinford coming off and Riccardi coming on.
Pickering's been the pass master tonight, hasn't he, at the centre square? Being back, Pickering clever to Lynch. Lynch, good kick, hooked it, misses. Point the difference. 13-11 to 14-6. North may well win, but Geelong certainly is on top in general play. There's no doubt.
They've been on top since
Halfway through the
probably halfway during the second quarter, and they out-possession North Melbourne in that 3rd quarter by some 22 possessions. So they're getting plenty more of the ball than North Melbourne, but they're just not making North Melbourne hurt on the scoreboard.
North Melbourne lead by a point. King's kick in. It advantages Blakey. Blakey's quick kick into the middle. Good mark taken by Allison. Lively player, Brent Allison, and good vision too. Out wide to Schwass. Schwass uses the footy pretty well. His kick in the direction of Roberts. This time it's knocked away by Barnes, and much to the pleasure of Brad Scholl. McKernan was jumped into in that last marking contest and looks a little wobbly. Doctor maybe beckoning towards the bench, and he looks as though he's going to come off the ground. So from North Melbourne's viewpoint, they would need, I would think they'd need him on the ground, Tim.
Well, there's no doubt about that. He's not looking too good as he comes off the ground. Mark Doran's down there. Mark, what's going on?
Yeah, Tim, I was looking front on at that, and it looked as if Corey copped a hit to the head just before the ball came. The ball actually, I think, hit him on the head. He didn't even get his hands up to mark, so he copped one that has made him a bit groggy, and he's obviously being treated right now.
So the bounce at approaching left half forward for the Kangaroos. Kick forward by Pickering. Rock is there for North Melbourne. A kick across his left shoulder, and the good mark taken by Pickering. He's been very, very much a midfielder with tremendous possessions and a real general around that area of the ground for Geelong. The ball spills to the back of the pack. Derek Hall leaves it there for Tanner. Only as far as David King. Goes back onto the defensive side of the ground from North Melbourne's point of view. Back towards the wing, and Robert Scott has given away a free kick. It'll be taken by Burns. 90 plays 89. North Melbourne lead by a point. and just being taken out of the contest was Ronnie Burns.
Short to Colbert. Burns playing deep in this last quarter, interestingly. Been playing backward to centre for most of the last term. He did all the damage in the third quarter. Colbert, long ball, plenty of North Melbourne back there with Geelong. Barnes, Hall front spot. Stoneham came over the back. Freeborn to Allison, who's had a very good match. Delivers the ball beautifully to Roberts. He's a great kicker, Allison. The last time he kicked it to Roberts, Roberts kicked a goal. Short to Rock. Kilpatrick, well done, Rock. Held his ground. Quickly on. Crocker versus Graham. Free kick to Crocker, is it? Gee, North are getting some handy free kicks in the last quarter. Crocker to the pocket. Blakey makes the move. Didn't take the mark. Colbert was gone, had he? Millington, Colbert's got him. Millington drags it in, must be gone. No. Well, it happened a couple of times earlier.
Blakey's hurt himself too, Bruce.
Shoulder, maybe?
It's a good effort, wasn't it, by Blakey? There's McKernan. I thought Millington might have dragged that in just as Kilpatrick and
banged his head on the turf.
So the bounce in the right forward pocket region favouring North Melbourne. Geelong defence under a bit of pressure now. Craig Scholl and Tim McGrath. And Lee Colbert in the foreground.
Tim McGrath has done a good job since he went on to Craig Scholl.
So boundary throw in right forward pocket for the Kangaroos. They lead this match by the barest possible margin. Carey doing the ruck work. That's a free kick, isn't it, against Graham? Too high there on Crocker, right in front of the umpire. So North Melbourne certainly getting the benefit of the umpiring decisions, although that was a fairly blatant one. And Darren Crocker to shoot for the Kangaroos' 15th goal. He's kicked one goal already. Not big possessions by anyone's standards, but he's spent a bit of time on the bench. He'll get the distance, you would think. The player on the mark is about 35 metres out. But Darren Crocker just letting himself down there, the ball slipping off to the right and through for his second behind. But North Melbourne, from their point of view, the ball up on their forward line. Corey McKernan on the bench. They lead by 2 points, the Kangaroos. The Doctor, a very interested onlooker there on the North Melbourne bench with Corey McKernan as Ben Graham prepares to kick it back in for Geelong.
Goes long, kicks it wide, great kick to Scholl. He got that well outside 50 now. Hayden Kennedy's called him back to come over his mark, I think.
Wasn't that a magnificent kick then by Ben Graham? I think there's two players in the competition who are good at kicking out. One's Nathan Buckley, and the other bloke with penetrating kicks is Ben Graham.
Brad Scholl, not good. Too short, and Schwass has got it. Schwass will bang it back in as North Melbourne so often do. Mellington, big fly, Graham with him. Cats are going to try and hold them off here. North Melbourne coming back hard. They lead by 2 points. They can sense another victory. They're going to be very, very tough to hold out now, North. They're very good at scoring in situations like this.
Anthony Rock having plenty to say there to Brad Scholl.
14-7 to 13-11. Barnes at the back. Rock smothered by Kilpatrick. Craig Scholl's kick to the pocket. Bell's after it. Allison provides a Shepherd. Bell in the pocket. Will he come back and concede and pass? He does to Carey. Carey lets loose. Good looking kick by Carey. Hooking at the last minute in the square. Off the ground. Crocker McGrath. Well done. Courageous. Stops a certain goal.
Courageous and smart, wasn't it? Really, really brave, but smart as well.
A terrific, terrific smother here. Just watch this one. Crocker dives on the ball, and a fantastic smother there by McGrath. Perhaps almost a free kick for in the back as well. Let's see what Ben Graham does with this kick out.
Pressure's on him now, Tim. Well, he goes into the pocket to McGrath. McGrath is in the left back pocket. Geelong trail by 3 points. Just 12 possessions, but already been mentioned as an effective player for Geelong in that he has matched up quite nicely with Craig Scholl since moving on to him in probably the second term at some stage. Anthony Rock to Stevens. Stevens to the front of the goals. A contest there, knocked away by Graham. At the front of the pack is Craig Scholl. Looked maybe to get the kick away, but hand pass to Bell. Bell into the pocket. Ellison doing the swooping, but punched away by McGrath. Only as far as Bell. Bell rides the bump from Pickering. Taken away by Kilpatrick. Handball to Scholl. Geelong may go down the ground here. Brad Scholl into the centre. Certain Geelong mark taken by Derek Hall. Who's he got the kick to? No one at this stage. So he may go long. Just holding onto the football to hopefully set a player free. Kicks towards centre half forward. That's a free kick, surely. And it's advantage Geelong. Riccardi off the side of his boot. He does score, I think, doesn't he? He has registered a score just to behind. 2 behinds to Peter Riccardi. Certainly a goal kicker for Geelong in the past. But do they need one here? 92 plays 90, 8 minutes left.
Let's see whether North Melbourne flood an area again.
King to the boundary line. Good kick to Schwass.
He's been good, Bruce. 22 possessions.
That's Wayne Schwass at half-back. As Robbo said about a quarter of an hour ago, man on a mission. You can just see everything written in his face tonight. McGrath belts it away to Bell. Bell high, round the body, it'll be play on, hasn't covered enough distance. Pickering's been a huge winner tonight. Simpson on the bottom and a bounce. Suddenly goals are hard to get, aren't they? We had a lot of them in the third quarter, quite a few early in this last quarter. It's been a while since our last goal. 8 minutes into the last quarter, we've now been playing 18, so 10 minutes since a goal has been scored by either side. And the next one is absolutely crucial.
That's a free kick.
Boundary throw-in, says the umpire.
What intention did he have of keeping it in the field of play?
Well, it was just as intentional as the Geelong player in the first quarter when he headed towards the boundary line, wasn't it?
Boundary throw-in, Mellington and Derek Hall. Ball spills for Anthony Stevens. He's taken on by Gary Hocking, and the umpire will bounce. It's between wing and right half forward favouring Geelong, and Dipper has a comment.
Corey McKernan's been up and down 2 or 3 times. He's trying to get back on. He just keeps asking the bench to tell Coach Pagan he wants to go back on, and looks like he might go back very shortly.
Well, it could be important. Mellington doing the ruck work. It's effective. Mansfield tackled by Ellison. How did he get rid of the ball? Umpire maybe didn't see it. The ball kicked towards half forward. Carey, well done. Rock quickly onto his boot, but it's chopped off. Away goes King, athletic and agile. He's kicked towards half forward. Yes, mark is taken there by Riccardi. Played on. He certainly played on, but he's going to get the advantage of a crude tackle too high, according to the central umpire. Very, very fortunate, Peter Riccardi. Adam Simpson minding the mark. He'd be a little bit disappointed with that decision, you would think.
Gee, it was a crude tackle.
So Riccardi, who has yet to kick a goal in this match from 45 metres, it's going to go through for a goal. Geelong are back in front. Riccardi's first goal. Geelong by 4 points. 6 minutes left.
It's amazing how this game often evens itself out. North Melbourne had Geelong on the ropes when they had that ball. It was just a poor kick from Rock. Really, they had the numbers, and they should have done a lot more. We see the turnover, we see the mistake hurting North Melbourne, and Riccardi kicking a goal up the other end of the ground, but really North Melbourne had their chances.
Cats back in front, so the lead changes again for the 4th time now in the last quarter. King, Kilpatrick, brilliant. Hocking goes long and hard. Riccardi, good effort by Simpson. Longmire, free kick paid to Simpson, advantage given to Longmire. Belts it away. North want to be on the end of it. It's Tanner versus Stevens. Stevens out towards Schwass. Schwass takes his man on, runs away, goes back to Pike. Pike at half-back. Kicks it as hard as he can, gets it to centre wing. Mellington and Mansfield. Mellington timed it better. Play on quickly. Inboard. Roberts didn't take it cleanly. Gets a second go. Back to King. King will burst away. Charges as he always does. Kicks it as far as he can. Setting himself shoal, but Barnes got back. And didn't they love that? Like he did in that preliminary final. Not quite as important. Not quite as spectacular. Hocking short to King. Back to Hocking. He's been a magnificent player in the last half and a bit. Too short though to Tanner. And a bloke that's been just as good all night, Schwass. belts it out. The official attendance, 45,120. Maybe a bit disappointing, but boy, have they got their money's worth here tonight.
Certainly that is true, Bruce. It's been a terrific game of football. Gary Hocking to Lynch. Lynch across his left shoulder. Two half forward. Important possession here to Mellington. Very skillfully done. Blakey over the top, Martin. North can go down the ground. There's no one in front of Mickey Martin. Go and Shepherd, and he can have another bounce. He does. And then kicks off the side of his boot to a certain degree to half forward. The ball spills to the back of the pack. Barnes and Roberts, and Barnes takes it over for a boundary throw-in. North Melbourne are making a change. Crocker off, and importantly for the Kangaroos, McKernan is onto the ground. A boundary throw-in, right forward pocket for North Melbourne. A chance for the Kangaroos to regain the lead. Dipper.
So
McKernan.
Free throw-in, McKernan on the ground. Dip onto that, Carey. Scott run over the line, out of play. Yes.
And a little while ago we saw an example of the contrast in styles. North Melbourne, when they had the ball across half-back, a long kick into their forward line. Geelong, moments later, gaining possession of the ball and chipping the ball around and then trying to bring the ball via short passes.
Free kick, I think, to... Oh, gee whiz. I was going to say to King, but McKernan's got it. King unhappy about it. McKernan's going to get a free. It looks strange. Dipper, you got a quick comment, mate?
Yes, McKernan's not well, Bruce. He's definitely trying to dodge to come back to the ground. They're just trying to find a spot for him.
Now, have a look at this. Why is that a free kick? That just kills a game of footy. It really does. I mean, either way.
Totally bewildered by that decision.
He did get a hit in the face, but gee whiz, you come to expect that in ruck contest, don't you?
I'm not sure that McKernan actually knows where he is at the moment.
He's in trouble. Well, he's telling his doctor he does. I think his doctor wanted him to give the footy up to somebody else. And this is interesting. McKernan, who we've got a belt in the head, we believe, and that was the reason he went off the ground. Now, Dipper, is he a bit disorientated, do you think?
Yes, Bruce, he is. The doctors want him to come off, but Corey's has forced the doctors to make him play. And at the moment, he doesn't know where he is, so we'll see what happens after this kick. An important kick for North Melbourne.
Well, he might be a bit lucky to get it. And he's kicked it out. Is it on the full? Yes. So I think he's going to come straight. No, he's not going to come off. Interesting, isn't it? So the Cats get away with that. They might have been unlucky. Barnes gets it short and takes it. 14-12, 14-8. The Cats in front.
4 minutes left. Johnny Barnes in towards centre half back. King. Oh, he's played on. Carey's got him. He's able to knock it away, but not clear enough. Mellington. Handball. Roberts. Oh, crunch to the ground. That's a severe tackle on Rock, was it? Bell. Left foot kick. Still in trouble, the North Melbourne player. McGrath hacks it out of mid-air. Knocked away from Mansfield by Allison. Mansfield's caught by Scott. Now Burns, the excitement machine. It was Rock who was crashed to the ground. Derek Hall, no mark. Anthony Stevens plays on. The umpire may have swallowed the whistle. This kick is going to be all right. North Melbourne have got possession of the footy. It's Craig Scholl with 3 minutes left. Can the Kangaroos snatch back the lead in the dying minutes of this sensational game of footy? It's a North Melbourne mark.
Free kick against
North Melbourne, against McKernan, and it's been awarded to King at fullback for Geelong.
So McKernan giving it away. That's ironic that Carey took an overhead one that was coming down.
Even then, he didn't really go at the ball 100%, did he?
Barnes has got it. So McKernan's coming from the ground. This is fascinating, isn't it? This whole last few minutes with him on the ground. Our feeling up here is that he has been disorientated out there and not really knowing where he's been and about. And it was his huge leap there that caused the free kick when Carey took the mark. So bad luck for McKernan. 14-12,
Just bashed the back of the interchange bench. He's so wild with himself.
So the Cats. Tanner kicks it to centre wing. Mansfield drifting forward. Pike read it better than Hall. Pike comes away. You know North will keep on coming. Kicks the ball to centre half forward. Crocker. Roberts, they needed a lucky break. Crocker's got it. McGrath's got him. Wonderful recovery by McGrath. Ran him down. It might be the match winner. Graham's kicked the centre wing. Hall worked underneath it by Freeborn. What a game it's been. Fantastic handball on the up by Geelong. It was by Corrigan. They go forward through Hall. Lynch second grab, but he'll be paid. I reckon the North Melbourne bloke had it first. No, Robbo says no. Oh, back in Robbo then. Lynch has got it. Thought it might have come off the north hand. What about McGrath, Tim?
That was just inspirational stuff then by McGrath.
No, you're right.
He took off from the centre of the ground to apply that tackle and that turnover, and what a critical turnover it was.
But in a tight game like this, why wouldn't Darren Crocker get it away a little earlier? Did he think he had all day to kick it?
Have a look at the expectation on the Cat fans' faces. Lynch, magnificent kick. What a game he's played. You would reckon they're home and hosed. And Paul Lynch and Liam Pickering and Tim McGrath, the smother in the last quarter at the other end, the chase down at centre half back. What a game he's played.
Desperate and heroic, and that man on the screen at the moment, that young man has been a class act all night for the Geelong side. But just watch this, McGrath affecting the tackle, forcing the turnover, and then Geelong on the way back, creating a goal.
Well, it's been a fantastic performance by Geelong. They trailed in this game by 6 goals in the second quarter. North Melbourne give the ball up. Colbert out wide, very wide. He'd be happy to see that over the boundary line. Less than a minute left. Geelong will win the game. There's no doubt now the Cats can take away 4 points from this match. They lead by 10 points. North Melbourne need 2 goals in less than a minute. King prepared to bash it forward, bash it close to the line, and that's exactly what's happened in front of Mickey Martin. Well rescued by the constabulary out there at right half forward for Geelong. You can see there the time left in the game. King has been terrific for Geelong. Knocked forward by Kilpatrick as far as Schwass. Taken away again by Kilpatrick. Close to the line. He can't keep it in, and I don't think he'd be too worried about that. Precious seconds tick away. Geelong lead by 10 points. 102 plays 92. Gary Ayres has had some anxious moments, and so has his counterpart Dennis Pagan. It has been a terrific game of football. King, then Kilpatrick across his left shoulder, nearly a Geelong mark, taken away by Lynch. Can he cap off a great game? It hits the behind post. So it's out of bounds in the left forward pocket for Geelong. And Geelong to go temporarily to the top of the table after winning this match against North Melbourne. One of their challenges for the 97 premiership. North Melbourne defending grandly. Barry Stoner makes a contest of it with Adam Simpson, and the umpire will bounce.
It's going to be a hard one for North, isn't it? To have led by 6 and lose. And on the other hand, for Geelong, they're going to take just so much from this game. Colbert round the body. They've won at the Cats. Look at Gary Ayres. 2 Norm Smiths and 5 premierships to his name. It's a sort of win, Tim, that builds football clubs into a premiership year. Dennis Pagan unhappy about, well, because unhappy, he's just pointing to asking the policeman about something there, and now coming off the ground. I think he might be upset with the spectator, actually. No, I might be wrong. Might have read it wrong. Tim, it's the sort of thing that you can carry all the way to a flag as we go down to Mark Dorr.
Mate, we spoke about it because they'd had meetings. They were coming off 2 losses, and this is fantastic for the club. As far as the character-building exercise go, they deserve full credit.
It's finals like football, and to be able to produce this in the last turn means a lot.
Well, it's the bigger picture stuff, isn't it? If we want to go anywhere as a club, we've got to make sure that we win these tight games.
And Paul Lynch is a guy you showed a lot of faith in when perhaps others at the club didn't. This is a great game from him.
Yeah, very, very much so, and Paul's reaping the benefits because he's having a go.
Gary, go and enjoy it. Well done.
Good on you, Mark. Great interview there with Gary Ayres, who was Absolutely, but the big Dipper's out there. Dipper.
Thanks very much, Bruce. Well, one of the new guard for Geelong, Paul Ince. Congratulations, mate. 78 days to go, and you got best on ground tonight. A big feeling for yourself.
It's fantastic, Dipper. Just to get a win against North Melbourne was a big game. They needed the win, and we needed to win to consolidate our saves, and we got it. It's fantastic. It's a great win.
It was a big game. You're sitting on top of the ladder, but if you get over North Melbourne any time's a good win.
Yeah, now we skipped 3 games clear of North now, and we're just one behind Footscray, and see what happens tomorrow. We might end up on top. So
your own form too. I mean, it's terrific for you to play good football. You start off well after hamstring injuries at the start of the season.
Yeah, everybody's feeling pretty good now, and the team's playing well, and all the boys are looking after me, kicking it to me, so it's been good.
Just tell us about the new feel. I mean, the new guard at Geelong. It's a great feeling at the moment when you're winning.
Oh, it's a great team spirit. Like when anyone gets a goal, like the boys are just so pumped up, and they're over to each other, high-fiving, and it just makes the feeling so much better. And everyone gets excited and makes all for a good win.
Well, I'm sure everyone in Colac wish you the best of luck. Is it as cold as this in Colac?
Nah, it's warm in Colac, Dipper.
Well done, mate. Well played.
It'll be warm tonight, Tim. Gee, Gary Ayres reiterated, didn't he? I mean, this is the sort of thing, Tim. I mean, you were involved in Essendon in '93 when you gained momentum. This is the sort of victory that means so much in September.
Well, there's no doubt about that, and I know speaking to Gary Ayres during the week that what he was talking about was just putting the building blocks into place piece by piece. There was a new challenge every week, and once again they've answered the challenge.
He patted Gary Hocking on the head a moment ago. He wasn't frightened to take Hocking from the ground. They're 4 times best and fairest, arguably their best player in a decade. I mean,
there's no doubt about it.
He yanked him off and then put him back on.
And Gary Hocking, to his credit though, Bruce, accepted the challenge, went on to the interchange bench, came back, and I thought in that critical part of the second half of the second quarter, he got Geelong back into the game. And there's a lot to like about this Geelong side. They don't have Ablett there in the forward line, but what they do have is they have a lot of contributors in that forward line, guys who are prepared to work hard, run hard. And in the old days, Geelong relied on Hocking to get 30, Counts to get 30, Bairstow to get 30, and Gary Ablett to kick 5 or 6 goals. Now they're just spreading the workload across the 21 players, and I'm sure that Gary Ayres is extremely happy about the way they've responded to that.
A lot of these players have been involved in a lot of grand finals. Very few in all 4 now. Probably just Gary Hocking, I guess, off the top of my head. And Barry Stoneham, did he miss one? I think he did at least.
Tim McGrath might have been in a couple of those too.
McGrath, but I think Hocking may be the only one left that's played in all 4 that they lost. But and they're bittersweet memories. So close in '89, led at half-time in '92, slaughtered in '94. Here's the song. Brad Scholl at the front there, and he led from the front in the first quarter against the odds. 15-12 to 14-8.